I'm black, y'all, and I'm black, y'all, and I'm blacker than black, and I'm black, y'all, and I'm black, y'all, and I'm black, y'all, and I'm blacker than black, and I'm black, y'all. I'm blickety black, blacker than black, I'm blacker than black, yo, because I'm black and I'm back. Yo, I'm black and I'm black, y'all, and I'm blacker than black, and I'm black, y'all, and I'm black, y'all, and I'm black, y'all, and I'm blacker than black, and I'm black, y'all, and I'm blickety black, 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 y'all, and I'm black, y'all. And I'm black, y'all, and I'm blacker than black, cause I'm black.
Another summer.
Get down!
Sound of the fucking drama. Music hitting your heart, cause I know it got soul. Brothers and sisters. Listen to your listen, boy. Singing while I'm slinging. Yay! Getting. Oh, when I know when I'm a black man sweating in the rhythm I'm rolling. Gotta give us what we want. Hey! Give us what we need. Hey! Our freedom of speech. He's freedom of death. Got to fight the crowd out. Let me hear you say. Hey. Best scene from Def Jam. Best scene from Def Jam Vendetta is when you get beat, when you get jumped by the three D-Mob's three henchmen, and then you come rolling into the fucking Def Jam arena to that song, and D-Mob's like, son of a bitch, you didn't get fucking killed.
Hold on. The fact that you got rolled on by the three. And you show up all bloody and beaten, and you're like,
to fight the power.
To literally fight the power that is E-Mob.
Hey, you don't put that evil on us.
Nope.
First off, we acapella'd fight the power, all right?
Exactly.
We acapella'd that shit.
We acapella'd it, so that's how we get around it.
Yeah.
So the Def Jam comes for us, and we acapella. That's next level.
First of all, if Def Jam tried to do that, I'm gonna say, hey, listen. And I show him my sealed copy of Diplomatic Immunity on vinyl. Like, I was one of 1,500 people that bought this.
Sir, this is Trump. This is Trump country. They don't care about your DEI support, sir.
Is that really DEI? It was black people who put it on the
Eric, if it's pink, then it's part of the LGBT.
Yo, you know the funny thing is that album is not actually pink. It's actually red, white, and blue.
It's actually red, white, and blue. I know you showed me. Yeah, I know. It'd be hilarious if it was like a pink album. Your alphabet album.
You know they would. They would probably throw it in the trash if I put up the Purple Haze album.
But welcome, folks. Welcome, one and all. Everybody that's watching this to 3BGPodcast, where we are. Like, click, subscribe. If you're following the Blurred Con channel, definitely subscribe to the Blurred Con channel. Lots of good things are coming your way very soon.
Hey, Chris, I got a question. Is there something happening on, I guess, in the next couple weeks?
Yes. 1 month, 3.5 weeks from now, we will be at BlurCon. Blur Station will be there. We're gonna be doing a live stream there. Coming through. Or if you're not gonna be able to make BlurCon, you can just watch it on the BlurCon YouTube channel. Watch the live stream all weekend. That's gonna be fun.
We do not at this moment. We do not know where we're going to be located when we do. When we start doing the stream.
But it's going to be in a very heavy traffic area. It's going to be still in the heavy traffic area. So we're going on that.
And if y'all if y'all niggas break the escalator again, I hope I get it on camera.
Yes,
I've heard that there's going to be quite a lot of blurting going on.
Well, as you know, the blurs are going to blur any blurred way they can blur can.
But are they going to be powerful, though? That's the question.
Son of a blur.
Well, errors to be blurred and powerful is actually a lot for a lot of people. And
you know what? You are absolutely
don't you dare
right.
laugh. This is a blurred conversation with two blurs that like to talk about blurredism. You shut your blurting hole.
It's true. But I tell you what, I
will end it by saying this. It's going to be a blurt of a show. So let's go.
Well, I will say this before
blurred. The blurred is the word.
But what people need to understand if, just as a heads up, if you're so inclined and stuff, if you happen to have a business or whatever and stuff, please go to Blur Station live stream, blurstation.com/BlurConBroadcast, and you can, throw in on one of the greatest tiers if you so inclined. If you have a business, put in for one of these tiers and such. This coming Monday will be where everything ends and such. So if you have a business and you won't be able to attend BlurCon, you can definitely put in your tiers, and we'll definitely be showing you off at on the Blur Station stream. The businesses and all that stuff, and it'll be great for everybody. It's a win-win for everyone. And
of course, as you know, it's because Black History Month is just not in one month; it's every day. And Black History is American history, and as that, we have to be the best Americans we are, meaning that the best Black folk that we are, being the best Black folk that we are, we will always. I say this for 3 Black Geeks, and I'm actually very happy that Blur Station has taken that same precedent, which is this. We are there to uplift others, not just ourselves, not just our own message and all the rest of that shit. If you are a business and you want to get a little bit of time, I know how it is when it comes to getting a little bit of time. Everybody wants just a little bit of time, just to say who I am and all the rest of that shit. This is actually a very, very great opportunity for some of y'all can do that shit, especially you're not going to be there at BlurCon. And and I think it's one thing I always stand by, man. If you Black, man, I'm gonna keep the door open for you. I'm gonna kick my foot open for you. Now that being said, letting in the first 5 niggas, because that rest of y'all niggas.
No, but
I
still,
gotta think about myself. Anyway, I'm sorry. Go ahead.
But still, but yeah, definitely check that out. We're gonna have some fun. It's Black, like D said, Black History is every day. It's not just the month of February and stuff. And contrary to current events and stuff, we as Black people, we always persevere through these issues. And even when certain people in this country want to sit there and try to push us down, we always push back. And the history is there. Look, me and D said as much when we did Soldier Story that, history always has a way, especially in Black history, has a way of putting itself out there in the general public's eyes, whether it's in a movie or books or whatever. And that's the greatest thing about the information age, is that you can try to erase it, but there's always going to be somebody that's going to archive it, and there's going to be backups and firsthand accounts. And
Black people, like some races of whites, we're very good at storytelling.
Yes.
And we're very good at telling our pain, very good at telling what we've been through. And in a good segue, one of the good things that Black Americans do in this country all the time is always say, hey, white folk, white people, look at this, look at this, look at this. And when we do the look at this part, that's when everything blows up. What did you Black people do? Y'all did it.
Yes.
Told y'all that was happening. And you know what white people do? We can't ever do this again. And then commence 30 years later doing the same fucking thing.
It's a cycle. It's a cycle.
Hold on. It's actually worse than that. You see, a great poet from Compton once said, we as Black people gonna be all right. He did not say that in 2024. He said it in 2016. 2024 should tell you something. We just gonna do one thing, and that's turn this TV off. So anyway, folks, we are here to talk about.
Here's the thing, though.
It's like poetry. So if they rhyme, every stanza kind of rhymes with the last one.
We're gonna do the right thing. That's what we're gonna do.
I understand that last part where George Lucas does this. That's Black people at the election. We're like,
it's like it rhymes.
Right.
Like the Midwest said they didn't have enough eggs. Hold on. The white people from the Midwest said they didn't have enough eggs. The Middle Eastern people around the country said Kamala was going to kill them, and there was a bunch of white guys who never achieved anything in their life, thinking that they're alpha males, saying Kamala laughs like a witch. So it happens. It happens.
Apparently a woman being president equals she's going to emasculate all the men and castrate.
Do you know what scares white guys? A vagina. Do you know what really scares white guys?
A black one.
Brown one. A brown
I've
one.
never seen so many alpha males afraid of vaginas. It's kind of crazy, ain't it?
And considering that they're the ones that are always talking about crushing said, too easy.
Very easy, sir.
White people, what happened is that there's always
Have an
going to
abundance
be
of it.
there's always going to be some sadness. I mean, something going on in this.
Don't wipe it up. Just crush.
Come first, ask questions later, man.
Look.
You know what I like about white guys that say that?
What?
White guys that say they are the first ones to say that black guys don't take care of their kids, and then they commits to not taking care of none of they bastards.
Here's the thing.
I hate white guys for that shit.
You're asking for something to make sense. That's your first problem.
At least with us, at least with black men, there's a consistency, right?
Quran got locked up.
Yeah. There's a consistency. Like, you know, it's something, right? Like, we know what it is. White men, somehow, they play the Olympics on how dirtbag they can be. How dirtbag of a dad.
Out of the situation. Poof, they just gone. Nightcrawler, gone. I don't know how they do it.
It's the laziest shit ever. That fucking
because there'll be like 2 houses down.
No. It's like that Ashley Judd movie, Double Jeopardy. Was it Double Jeopardy or whatever?
Double Jeopardy.
Oh, man. They killed us. Framed her for a murder and just said, fuck, I'm going to go down to New Orleans. You didn't go out the country. You went to New Orleans.
They didn't even go down the country. You went 100 miles down the road. All right. One of the best teenage, what's the name of that teenage show? Being Pregnant on MTV?
Oh, 16 and Pregnant.
Yeah, 16 and Pregnant.
Okay. One of the best things I ever seen in my life. And I felt bad for my own girl. It was some black girl that was on there. Got pregnant by a white boy. Do you know this cracker, when she had to find this dude, she found him like months later. And she's like, are you going to take care of your kid? Well, my dad said I couldn't, so I can't do it. And just close the door.
Because again, this is not giving cover, because this is actually a good segue into this movie. Do the right thing, right? So we're going to talk about the characters. The plot is going to be talked about as we talk about these characters.
Chris,
but it's
I got
1989.
Chris, this movie, let's just keep it real, and I'll let you continue. This was Spike Lee's Pulp Fiction before Pulp Fiction was a thing.
Well, no, actually, okay, here's the weird part. And this is what makes it weird.
I'm listening.
Okay. You know what? No, you're right, because see,
there you go.
No, Kyle, I was saying I had to stop myself now. She's got to have it. She's got to have it was his Reservoir Dogs.
Yeah.
Do the right thing. Good movie that people don't talk much about.
Yes, but Do the Right Thing was his Pulp Fiction.
Yeah, so which is ironic considering they both kind of sort of don't like each other.
Yes, they do not like each other.
They don't. And you know what? Here's the funny thing about Spike Lee.
Shoot, Spike Lee.
I understand Spike Lee's push against white directors, but certain ones,
no.
He knows
No, dude. Spike Lee
Go ahead.
Spike Lee heard Tarantino. He heard one of Tarantino's character just drop the N-bomb, and he let him have it.
Yeah, well, it was the dead nigger storyline that.
No. That was 2 years after. It was in Reservoir Dogs. He heard Steve Buscemi say it. Oh, it was a wrap.
Well, Steve Buscemi's a likable guy.
He's a likable guy, but Spike wasn't having it, bro. Come on.
He has a staph infection.
Chris, he was ready to heave his Spizike lows.
You know what, though? Here's my thing with Quentin, though, and I know this
is directly at Tarantino's head, and you know it.
But here's the thing. I had to really sit on that because it's like D said, I understand where Spike's coming from, but I had to sit back on it. I was like, you know what? I can appreciate Quentin Tarantino throwing it in his movies because it does provide a sense of honesty on a segment of white people that probably do talk like that out here in this world.
Yeah. People like Quentin Tarantino.
I know, but that's what I'm saying. Like,
here's my thing. It ain't the movie. I know for a fact he was at a party. Let me tell you something. You know niggers love my movies.
And that's the thing.
Niggers love it.
And that's the thing where it's like,
yo.
But that's the thing. It's like Steve Buscemi saying in Reservoir Dogs, I was like, I know some white guys that probably say that shit.
Yeah, no,
but I'm saying, but the type of person that Steve Buscemi was playing, there's a white guy that says that shit. You know that. It's part of their vernacular.
You're absolutely,
it is what it is.
No, Chris, you're absolutely right. It's just when you hear it, that sting comes
Yeah,
out.
the sting.
You know, it's like going back to the 70s and watching Taxi Driver, and you see Scorsese get in the back of the taxi cab, and he just drops the hard R right there in the middle of a story.
So my thing was with
It was the 70s. It was different.
That's what I'm saying. It hits different.
So this movie is a couple of things. One, even as a kid, that's like, yo, first crush. Not first crush, but one of many crushes. Rosie Perez dancing.
Good old 90s.
That was some 90s dancing. Like, oh, you should be on the Soul Train or whatever.
She
and
was
stuff
already,
dancing.
bro. She was already on Soul Train. This was just another Tuesday night for her.
She was making my penis soft.
Why?
Let me tell you something. I love every second of Rosie Perez. I love every second. Oh my God, don't talk to me. I love all of that. I love all of that. I love all that. I love them. Look, I love them itty bitty titties. I love them. I love her. I love her. I love her. The second she did this move, and I seen this all the time as a kid.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. In other words, her Soul Train move. That is her move from every year that she's been on Soul Train.
Tevin. I knew she was a Soul Train. Oh, I knew she was a Soul Train alum, and I know she did do a lot of choreography. So I already knew.
Oh no, and let me make this very clear. This is D not hating on Rosie Perez, but grown man D, who lived through the 90s, who lived through all of this crap. I know everything about it. The second I saw her did this, it could have been the camera angles. I was just like, stop.
Hey, but look, here's the thing though, D. Here's what had me and Sue laughing.
It's okay, baby. I'm not mad at you. Just stop.
but D, here's what, and this is actually funny enough. Because I think this is, it was before. Yeah, this is early before 3BG was even formed, right? I just got back in.
Brian, I'm sorry, Chris. I was just going to tell Brian by White Man Can't Jump. Yes, but no, go ahead.
You remember when me and you, Sue?
Oh, she lost by the time she hit fifth. No, look, never mind. Go ahead. I'm sorry, Chris. Go ahead.
Sue, you remember when me and you went to go see Pineapple Express?
Mm-hmm.
And we saw Rosie Perez in there, and I leaned over to you. I was like, Rosie Perez still looks pretty good. Son of a bitch. Yeah. Like that, because it's not to say that when you get old you fall off. Trust me, that's not. It's everybody, but Rosie Perez, I was always, because she's an actress that she was doing stuff, but like not really in the public eye, so I hadn't seen her in a while.
It was seeing I don't want to say aging, but you know what? It was seeing a fine wine. Yes. Rosie Perez with
and watching Gary Cole flirt with her was very fun.
That and the bun. Okay.
Oh yeah.
Just, the cute haircut, and she was wearing a cop uniform. It's like stop.
Eris doesn't want to cop to it, but he got slightly turned on when she was like, "I'm gonna fucking squeeze your testicles." To James Franco.
Yes. And I was like, James Franco, you're in the jungle now, baby.
That movie had no business being funny.
It had no business being that good. Oh, God.
Birds of Prey. Okay, her as Montoya.
She was Birds of Prey.
I kind of liked it, but it was just like, I guess the nature of that movie kind of threw me off a little bit, because it's like, I can see it, but damn, like it should have been a little bit better. But that's
here's the thing. You know what, Eris? You know what? I just figured something out.
Her eating a tiger uppercut was great.
I just realized something. It ain't what I
sold it so well.
I figured out what it is with men. I don't hate MILFs. I hate niggas that thirst over them. That's all. I think that's what it is.
That's fair.
I hate how niggas will sit down and open up a tome of Marissa Tomei and like see how she is aged this way. I'm like, name a movie that's not My Cousin Vinny, The Rustler, or Spider-Man that she was in. Why you hating on me, D? That's why I get it.
Fair statement, I think.
Marissa Tomei, once she won that Oscar for My Cousin Vinny, she can pretty much coast for the rest of her career.
That's not true, Eric. Chris, we just had a whole fucking strike about actors only getting 10 cents on $1 million. Come on, man. Man, you can't
I also sit there and say,
actor. You know that.
But also, I say
She ain't
reverse.
Jack Nicholson, nigga. Don't do that.
Also,
you'd be surprised how many actors were on a Scottie Pippen deal.
Also,
I'm just saying.
Also, let's be real, and because it's Black History Month.
Hold on. Fuck off, nigga.
No. See, I was about to get to that. Here's the thing. Here's what's the funniest thing ever. This is peak Black right here. I like how A Different World is on Netflix, and somebody finally echoed what I've been thinking for years.
Mm-hmm.
So I can just start at season 2, right? Because season 1 doesn't matter. I was like, yeah, exactly. Because people, as much as I like season 1, season 2 is when it just off to the fucking races.
I'm gonna be real with you. Season 1 don't matter, and we ain't gonna see
it matters, but don't matter.
You ain't gonna see
Marissa anymore.
You ain't gonna see Marissa no more. You gonna say, why Frankie showing up more? That's what you're gonna say. Don Lewis gets more Don Lewis, and you're gonna be like, what
happened?
Isn't it funny?
Jasmine Guy gets pushed to the forefront. She's like, "Whoa, I didn't expect this."
The second you hear Aretha, it's a different show.
Isn't it funny?
It's a different world.
Isn't it funny when you see certain actors just leave the show, like just for no reason, they just disappear, disappeared. I will still say my favorite at the time, not popular celebrity that just snap like freaking Thanos snapped themselves out of a show was Selma Hayek on Sinbad. By episode 3, she was gone.
She was gone. You know what, Eris? I love having knowledge that Sinbad not only had a show, but Selma Hayek was on that show.
Bro,
it's one of the most random facts that you can throw at somebody.
We had a show that starred Sinbad, Selma Hayek, and Ray J on Fox.
Then Selma Hayek, indulged Quentin Tarantino's foot fetish in the movie, and she was off to the races.
And then she just happened to meet an ex.
Chris, leave her innocent feet out of this.
No. It's even worse. It's even scarier, actually. She goes and meets an ex-con, like a Mexican ex-con, who had a tattoo of her before he even met her.
I'm gonna say this.
Danny Trejo is the GOAT.
I'm gonna say this.
Hold on. If you talking about her exposing her feet and Quentin Tarantino through the viewfinder with one eye, oh yeah, that's right. Yeah, that happened. Anyway,
I will say this though: From Dusk Till Dawn, Selma Hayek was like
top.
Just what's your one? What's your one, sir?
Huh?
What's yours? Because you were like, yeah, because you had that.
No, I was agreeing.
Oh, okay.
To bring up this one. Honorable mention. Remember when she was doing her tour in Africa and she had the titties out? That's my second favorite one. All right. Anyway, go ahead.
I agree. I agree with you from Dusk Till Dawn, Chris. I mean, I love. Yes, she went from being the top to showing up in what was it? No. Like she went from that to being top heavy in Bodyguard's wife.
True.
Hitman's wife's bodyguard.
Here's the thing I don't like about older Selma Hayek. She knows that's like the only thing she's got.
That's the speed.
Like it's like Selma Hayek's titties. This is Selma Hayek. Here's the thing, Selma. I'm not mad at you for doing it, but come on, as an actress, you can't.
That's why Adam Sandler is. That's why he casted her as his wife in the fucking grown-up movies. Like, hey,
I mean, come on, who wouldn't?
Who?
Adam Sandler.
Oh yeah, I forgot because Adam Sandler always gets the hot MILF, and he looks like the boss that's trying to bang. Anyway,
Anyways,
looking like the boss of the NTR.
But anyways, so the whole thing.
Some sleaze bag trying to bang out a hot chick.
But it's kind of, but the whole opening.
We're gonna bang until Monday.
No, but the whole thing with fucking.
It's bigger than your husband's, isn't it?
I'm sorry, Chris. Go ahead.
No, but the whole thing with like Tina. The whole thing with like Tina dancing, that's Rosie Perez's character, her dancing and doing all that stuff. It does the movie starting off with her being like in a music video kind of thing and Fight the Power playing, it works.
Which is one of the most 90s things ever. Don't you love it when the opening of a 90s movie looked like it was something out of a music video?
Yeah, I mean, which is a stark contrast from the actual Fight the Power music video, ain't it?
It's kind of funny. I think even in this one, the 90s had a weird way with dancing where it was still trying to convey that. And you know how people back then was really artsy with it. They saw she's dancing because oppression has her, people done that shit. So I'm not going to do that with her character.
But then turn around and Shamar Moore on fucking Soul Train doing this and dancing. So, this is a little polar. Look, it is not my fault that Shamar Moore.
He has a more solid career than Rosie. So stop it. You stop it. He is a beige treasure.
He did soap operas. He caked. All right, he didn't have to do nothing.
No, he's caking off a SWAT. Apparently, white women love him.
Sir, SWAT is part of many Dick Wolf propaganda shows.
Is it a Dick Wolf show?
No, it's not. But still, it's in that wheelhouse of.
It's a propaganda.
It's propaganda. Hot middle-aged men with guns.
Dog, if you take a piece of bubble gum, good luck, kid. All right, drop your fucking hands.
Shamar Moore smiling, ding in his teeth, like just beat the shit out of a 10-year-old kid. Shamar, why did you do that?
Did that with a Colgate smile.
I know, right?
Hey, kids. All right, so
no way, he's black. He looks like a Crest man.
now check this out. All right, kid, all right, you hood bunny. I bet you're using AIM, ain't you?
I was just about to say, hey, let's show our age. AIM.
Bacon soda and nothing else.
All right, sponsored by Burger King.
Sponsored by Burger King and Depends. Sometimes you want to beat crime, but sometimes crime beats you.
But anyways, I did not know that
the one. Hold on. There's one character. Oh no, there is two characters I want to bring up that were in this movie that people recognize, but we gotta recognize them as a character. I have no picture of this person, and it's hard to do it. That person is Heat. Apparently, it was 100 degrees. 100 degrees in a city means that it's actually 110 degrees.
People want you to understand.
It was hot. Unnecessarily hot.
I tell this to people all the time, and this is probably why I enjoyed California weather-wise. When it's 100 degrees in California, there's no humidity, so it's just hot, right? It's just like, all right, it's hot, but I can tolerate it, right?
Oh man, when that 230 cross breeze in California comes.
Oh yeah, I worked on the flight line. That was the greatest thing.
Chris Ayers. The only reason why D wants to live in Los Angeles is because of that cross breeze. I was out there for 2 days, and it was so funny. My dad's best friend, he lived in Inglewood. He's like, we open all the windows because you're going to like this in a minute. Like, you're going to like this, yada, yada, yada. We're just sitting there talking. And all of a sudden, my sister's like, ooh. He's like, he's like, it's here. It's here. You're always around this time. We were like, I want to live out here. I like LA. I like LA. It reminds me of it's like a bigger DC with taller buildings. I like it out there.
The thing that makes New York, especially that level of heat is
East Coast.
No, it's not just East Coast, dude. The type of heat that this movie was displaying was, it don't matter where you go. You are dropping a bucket of sweat.
Because here's the thing: East Coast humidity is the most disrespectful shit ever.
Disrespectful.
Even way worse in the South with the humidity, because for some reason, as soon as you hit that North Carolina border, it goes from like 110 to like 130. And you're like, what the fuck happened?
Oh, and the thing that makes it worse is that you're surrounded by all those buildings, which basically funnels in all that humidity.
Exactly.
The metal where you're touching, you're like, shit.
It's funny. I tell this to everybody. and Chris, we've lived through it. North Carolina heat is hot. It's hot. Do not get me wrong. It is hot.
Slave heat.
There is something.
Go home, Brian. I'm sorry, I just caught this comment.
Garfield, A Tale of Two Kitties, presented by Vagisil. Vagisil for the best cream, cream for your middle.
Somebody either was like you said, Brian. Somebody was not reading the room, or somebody thought they were being clever.
But nah, that's
different from DC. Humidity 90 degrees, beaming directly down, not a cloud in the sky. That is one of the worst days to be in DC, because you know why? Because when it hits nighttime, it's going to be still 90 degrees.
But
it's still going to be slave nigga heat
thing,
pumping through the whole city.
And Stu knows this because we did this a lot in the early years of 3BG. Well, before 3BG, that summer nighttime drive. Put the window down and just keep going. But not like the heat and Fight the Power are like the background sort of additions to this movie.
And Sweat is too. And Sweat is because everybody in this movie is sweating.
But like the ones
everybody.
But the one thing, so we talk about Tina. Tina is Mookie's baby mama. They ain't married or anything. And would you say Mookie is like a terrible dad or whatever situation? Like what like it's kind of hard for me to make a heads tails of him.
This is a good place to start. Let's start with Mookie. Just straight up with Mookie. Mookie just got a regular. He's a delivery boy at a pizzeria. $250 a week. Is he hard working? Yeah, but everybody says he's a slacker. So let's just go with that. He kind of slacks around. He's kind of lazy about it.
He does just enough.
Yeah, he does just enough. But there's no real motivation in his life. He's just there, to be honest with you. And the biggest complaint that he get is, number one, Mookie, you acting like you doing something, nigga. I don't like I love you, babe. I love you, brother, but
behind on your rent. You could barely pay your rent.
You could barely keep up with your rent. You could barely do this. You really act like you don't want to do nothing. And it's really hard. And this is the one thing I will say. As a nigga that went without a job for a while, that was trying to start 3 Black Geeks up, it's really hard to hear people that you tell you have no motivation because they don't see it. Well, I mean, even if you're doing something, they're not going to see it.
Think about it, that's how our parents were to us and stuff. Because I mean, think about it. Like, that's how my parents were when it was like I got back from the military and I'm like not working.
I was sorry you was one of the many dudes that got out of the military and you had a parent look dead at your face, knowing what the country's going through, going, "When you going to get a job?" What?
Hey, guess what, guys? I got out of the military when the fucking recession hit. So it was definitely can't get a job. But I was going to school, but it was this thing of like, you're going to anime conventions still, so grow the fuck up. That kind of shit. You know, kind of it's in the same wheelhouse of Mookie, like when are you going to do X, Y, and Z and shit? Like Mookie never gives off like he's going to join the army. He don't get like, yeah.
She did it to him. "Oh my God, Mookie, you coming to my house? The only time you want to come over here is when you want to fuck me. You want to do nothing else.
Granted,
you got a whole kid here. Yeah, you got a whole kid here. I want to speak in English. You got to speak in Spanish. It's bad enough his name is Hector," which made me laugh.
She clearly put her foot down.
There ain't nothing worse being a black person with a Spanish name and you are all the way nigga. There's nothing worse than that. Niggas named Juan, niggas named Carlos, a couple of them Hector. They all get it. Like, yeah.
But my
mom's Spanish, nigga.
But even Tina's mom, she was getting on her ass because it's like you got this kid here and this man ain't over here.
Well, she was stereotypically Puerto Rican. You knew that was going to happen.
Yeah, Ma. It's like, all right,
Ma. I like, but the thing about Mookie also was, and this is the thing. Despite all that, I want to say support base, but everybody in the neighborhood knew who Mookie was.
Yeah,
everybody knew who Mookie was. Everybody was really cool with Mookie and all the rest of that. But Mookie was to me the bridging path for us as the viewers to understand that everybody in that neighborhood was interconnected with each other in some type of way.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? And everybody got a hood like that where you see the same people and all the rest of it. You're just seeing the stars of the neighborhood pretty much in this movie.
And the neighborhood in this movie is Bed-Stuy.
Yeah, it's Bed-Stuy.
Yeah.
Currently packed with Caucasians now because they said, "Ew, filthy niggers."
Look, you know what? I feel, as someone that has one family member that lives in the Bronx, and that's the only family I got in New York. But even past that, I've been in New York multiple times for various reasons. And it's like New York I see why it hits so different compared to like DC and such, because it's just like there's always some shit happening in New York no matter what time. I have stayed up for 24 hours in New York, and it's just wow, because shit that happens at 2 a.m. in New York is different than 2 a.m. in DC.
Of course.
Like it's just like it just feels to go to a party at 3 a.m. and the shit's live like it's fucking 11 p.m. it's just insane.
That is kind of weird. See,
it's insane.
It's like I say in almost every city you can get that experience, but it varies on the city.
New York just feels like it's a normal thing. It just feels like that's a normal thing in New York.
New York had more experience, more people to really, really, truly be a city that has two fucking shades to it. There's a reason why, and this is really weird, but this is a reason why Metropolis and Gotham represent New York at daytime, New York at nighttime.
Yeah,
they're almost two different cities at night and compared to day and night. And that's what really, and I think that's New York itself is its own character in this movie. But you see everybody. But the one thing I do like about at least this version of it, it is not said a lot when it comes to New York City, is that there's a lot of people from different places. It's a melting pot. Of course, it's going to be a melting pot. Every time, but that's the thing that pisses me off, because every time we see New York, it's like, yeah, New York, hoodies, Scullies, Timberlands. You know, it's always the same type of bullshit culture that everybody in around the country
stereotypes.
Real talk, much like Atlanta, much like DC, you're going to get people that are still talking country. Where you from? Atlanta. Where you from? Florida. Where you from? California. Where you're from? Louisiana. Where you're from? Maryland. Where you from? My parents are actually from Canada. We moved down here, and now we're in New York City. You know, like, of course, New York is going to be like that. It's a pure melting pot. A good example of that was actually when you saw the three dudes talking, and Robin Harris let it go where he's actually from, Chicago. Like, of course you from Chicago and you made it over there. Did you hear Ossie Davis's character say Alabama? Of course you made it up there. Holland was the place to be. And just so happened, you in Bed-Stuy now. That happens. So that's the one thing I liked about it. So New York's a character.
But I think, but we go through those two, right? But you brought up Robin Harris. You get Sweet Dick Willie, Mill, and Coconut Sid. These are three dudes that I said this is all three of us when we get old. All right, I know for a fact.
Look, first of all, don't you put that evil on any of us to be these old heads sitting out here talking about the days they. First off, Robin Harris was all every bit 38 in this movie, acting like he was 59. So
that's a strong 38, sir. That's a strong 38.
Strong ass 38.
We have said this countless times. It's just a certain generation of black men. Just they were just built different.
They old.
Vietnam, the Vietnam. But no, I appreciate it though, because it's the genuineness of like how they look like somebody in our family, like older relatives. Just the way they dress, the way they talk, the conversation.
Yeah, I know. Like I said, an old black man, Kiki Ken. Like, why they call you Sweet Dick Willie? You already know why they call me Sweet Dick Willie. You already like that. I like how you call that nigga Coconut Sid, because you get that one scene where your boy, the other one, not Coconut Sid. What's the other guy name? ML. He over there. He finally get mad because you see the Koreans over there. The Koreans, the Korean family over there. Now the Korean family, they have their own store. Man, no, come on. The Koreans that run a convenience store. What else do you want me to say about them? Hold on, real quick. That is actually that is Stephen Park. Now, people, if y'all know who Stephen Park is, the
comedian.
older ones would know. The older ones know. Yes, he's a comedian, and he's also the only Asian person that was on In Living Color. And he was on there, and actually, he was actually a funny part of the show. He was actually pretty funny. Him and Kelly Collinfield, the white woman that you always saw in Living Color, they both got married. They're still a couple to this day.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, I know. It's kind of a cool story. But I know about Steve Park. Steve Park been in a bunch of stuff. He's been in a bunch of stuff, but this is actually his first big role, period. This was his first big role. Then like a year later, you saw him on In Living Color. So, yeah, it's just interesting.
Nah, but
anyway, they were when your boy Emil got up, the Koreans across the street. How in the hell they get over here off the boat, fresh off the boat?
And they got
already got a business.
I will say this though, it is interesting. Okay, I feel that there's an interesting sort of aspect of living in certain neighborhoods around the country. Just say in the DC area, PG County especially. There's a weird relationship that the Asian community and Black community have in terms of like the Asian community putting their stores in a Black community. It's a very sort of like, it's not an antagonistic relationship. It's just very much, you're here.
The problem is, and I think a lot of I think a few cities on the East Coast are getting this, where we're seeing an uptick in tobacco stores.
Yes,
and those are usually Persians. And here's the fun part about that. At least in DC, I can't speak for everybody, but here in DC, you get all these stores owned by Persians all up around Prince George's County. I heard a lot of those dudes live in Virginia, and I heard a lot, but there's a bunch of them that still live in those neighborhoods.
Yep.
Here's the problem, and this is actually the disconnect, and one of the big disconnects that happened with Sal in the movie too. You're a part of the neighborhood, and then when Black people start telling you certain things, or they want you to be a part of it, you find a weird way to separate yourself from everything else. Like, I'm a part of you, but I'm not a nigga. Almost like that. You know what I mean?
And that's the central conceit of it, is like the antagonistic thing of Sal, where everybody likes his shop. He's a cool guy, but you have Bugging Out, who is the most militant person ever. That's like, hey man, how come there ain't no Black people on the wall? And Sal is just like, hey, I'm Italian. I'm proudful of my background. It's all Italians. And I mean, that's fair because that's your shop. But you also get the other angle. Yeah, it's the other angle, like you just said, you know, where it's like, hey, can I at least get something that represents me a little bit?
Yeah. I think what it is when it comes to that is more so, remember what I said the last movie. The last movie I said, a good movie challenges you. It asks a question. A good movie always asks a question. And the question was, in this one, was plain and simple. Remember when Mookie was going and the mayor stopped him, and the mayor said, all right, Mookie, do the right thing. Do the right thing. All times, do the right thing. Okay, got it. Which I love that, because it's just a random thing that old heads be saying, like, all right now. You know, it's like, okay, what is it? What is it? All right, on time, I got you, bro. Like, you know what I mean? Whatever it may be. But this movie posed that to everybody in this movie, that same question. What is the right thing? What is the right thing?
What does that look like?
Yeah, what does it look like for you? What is the right thing? In the case of Sal, it was that. You got faced with somebody from the neighborhood saying that you love to say, I was a part of this neighborhood. I saw all you kids since you were little. Grow up. You a part of me. Mookie, you're like a son to me, Mookie. I love you, Mookie. And all the rest of that shit.
In front of his actual son.
But then, of all this shit, hey, Sam, why ain't you got no Black people on this wall?
Whoa there, buddy.
Ain't no fucking. It's like, oh, you're Italian now. Can you put one picture of a nigga up here?
I gotta be honest.
It's my store. I get to do what that show shit. You know
Danny Aiello, the Italian in him just oozes out. Like, I don't know. It's kind of weird. I don't know whether you peep this, D. Do you feel like in movies now, the Italians they have in it, they kind of hit that stereotype? Or am I tripping?
I blame The Sopranos, but only lightly blame The Sopranos in it, because The Sopranos, there was a point that Sopranos brought up is that Italians kind of make themselves look like the mob all the time, even when they don't want to be the mob. Because the one thing that Italians have done more in American culture than any of their heroes that they want to say is being the mob. Hey, oh, that's their culture. They love putting it out there like that shit, yeah. So it's weird, yeah.
It's like when Danny, when he does that stuff, it's like, again, I'm not indoctrinated with Italian culture, but it's just seeing just the mannerisms and stuff, and then you got John Turturro playing his son, and who's the other guy that plays his other son, the little brother?
That's God. I had his name ready. I was ready for you to ask me that. I was like,
Richard
oh,
Edison.
Shit.
Richard Edson. Yeah. He's the who by the way, love him in Ferris Bueller's Day Off as the guy that steals the fucking car, and him and his boy fucking driving that shit, Cameron's dad's car, when they did the fucking Star Wars shit and in the car and stuff. That was him.
This is Black History Month. You will not bring up the most Caucasian movie ever. Ferris Bueller and his.
No, it ain't. First, I'm a white guy. I can get away with it. No, we're not doing it. That's how we get Trump voters, Chris. That's how we got Trump voters. Niggas ain't got dudes that don't get their feet put to the fire. That's how we get Trump voters.
Hey, Matthew Broderick is a wonderful ally, sir. Come on now.
He has to be, man. I'm going to hell for this. He has to be. You know, when somebody, the human race marries a racehorse, God damn it, I couldn't do it.
Clydesdale, sir. Clydesdale.
She's not. Her whole face looks like the Ninja Turtle Foot Clan sign. Look.
But going back to the Korean people, is
that or a leper colony.
I felt also that was a stereotype also of the 80s and especially 90s. They did the Korean couple that owns the store and it's very stereotyped.
Koreans did that to themselves because every Korean I knew during that time was hurry up and bite. All of them were the same way. They did that to themselves.
Them in Radio Raheem when he was like double D batteries 20 and they're like D. And I'm like, oh God. The macho.
See, buddy. My motherfucker, you know, motherfucker you.
You
good, motherfucker. You know what? I do that with Spanish people, man.
I swear.
I do that shit with Spanish people. Spanish people say some shit to me. They're like, nah, homie, I got you, man. I got you, homie. It's me.
Nah, fam.
Funny motherfucking
hurt. Fam, it was way too hot. It was way too hot to be going back and forth like that.
I mean, it really was. I mean, like, look. Only an old person would think I need a cold beer in this 110-degree weather and not even a Miller High Life. This man had to get a Miller Light.
You want to talk about disappointing your day even further on a hot day? You can't even get the beer that you want.
Can't even get the High Life. I gotta get Miller Light.
High Life.
Gotta drink this bullshit.
That's an old nigga move to me. Miller High Life. You better make sure it's a High Life.
Let me ask you guys this. Y'all dads ever drink Miller growing up? Y'all ever seen them touch a Miller?
No.
I haven't seen my dad touch a Miller.
My dad didn't drink beer. Now my uncles, MGD, all day.
D, my dad, bougie one, Michelob.
Look at this coon.
Michelob.
Well. Look like Sambo eating with the white folk today, huh?
Michelob to me felt like that was like middle class bougie ass beer.
God, Michelob.
Thank you, Anheuser-Busch.
Wait, hold on. Didn't Michelob have like a DLC? Like, wasn't it Michelob CQ or something?
Yeah, it was some other fucking DLC.
I'm calling it a DLC because, like, once you add like an additional set of letters,
don't give the alcohol companies ideas, sir. DLC,
sir. The alcohol has already had. Alcohol industry has already had that idea for a long time.
Oh, Four Loko. It was very dangerous.
No, it was Four Loko. First of all, we can go back. We can go back to Miller. Okay, you had Miller, Miller Lite, Bud Light.
I'll take it a step further. Keep it in 2000s. Hypnotic. Why? Why were you here?
Oh God, Hypnotic. You were just a blue that came out of nowhere, and people liked you.
But if we keep it,
and you're still kind of relegated to that 2000s drink. You're like right up there with Armadale, Scissorp, and yeah, that's the holy trinity: Armadale, Scissorp, and Hypnotic.
But maybe it's just me. It's just like, God, this feels like so like younger generation shit. But like, I don't know. It's like drinking a cold beer in the heat. It's cool, but it feels like you got to drink that shit fast. And them motherfuckers were nursing that shit.
Yeah, you can't nurse an open cold drink like that in the heat.
That shit, you got 5 minutes minimum.
5 minutes. Yeah, 5 minutes. 5 minutes before all
that chill.
For the chill and all the sweat off of it just turns it into water, and it's not even good anymore.
I mean, I went to a family reunion in North Carolina, and I think that I came home for leave, so I was already of age. I was like 22. And it's like you drink a beer when it's hot outside. That first couple of squeezes is like, oh my God, this feels good. After that, you need to either drink it now or it's going to get warm.
It gets warm, and then 2 other things happen. Your body tries to get used to the cold taste, but it only holds up for about 10 seconds, and then you're back to suffering again in the heat because you're sitting in one spot.
Dude, Sweet Dick Willie and them are sitting, all 3 of them, on that little fucking tent, which probably ain't doing shit.
Nothing.
Ain't doing not a goddamn thing. And they're just like, I'm going to go in there. It's
straight Nathan's hot dogs over here.
Fucking Sweet Dick Willie sitting there saying, it's Miller time. I'm like, best of luck. I hope y'all drinking water behind that shit. Like, God damn.
Like, not even water. Like, I hope you just got a bag of ice.
And Mookie sitting up there fucking rolling there, taking cold showers because it's hot outside. Fucking Tina dipping her face inside the water. Like,
still walking around with that box of pizza. That was the thing with Mookie throughout this whole movie. My man was delivering pizza. He was delivering pizza.
Some Jordans. Which Jordans were the was him bugging out rocking?
The 5s.
Did they reissue those recently?
Dude, the Do the Right Thing 5s. They probably have retro those at least once.
Yeah, I mean, because it's just like I remember. I think for me, like seeing the dude hit bugging out shoes and scuffing them and stuff. That whole exchange was fucking hilarious. Did I tell you that you could sit there and buy a brownstone on my block?
I know, right? He was like, I was born here.
Yeah. Oh. Of course, this white boy says, I was born in Brooklyn.
And no, wait, I take that back. It was the Jordan 3s.
Okay.
Yeah, because there's actually a pair of Jordan 3 Do the Right Thing.
Yeah, that makes sense. That makes sense.
Man, so you stepped on my Jordans.
I mean, I loved it how he had a toothbrush and was getting it off. It worked. I mean, but still, principle of it. So
actually, I take that back. So hold on. I'm trying to think because the one that Bugging Out wore. Yeah, wow. So there was no release of the official Bugging Out Jordan 4s.
What?
Yeah.
Wow.
Which is kind of crazy because the lace for it is actually the was it the red, green, and yellow African symbol joints?
Yeah. Bugging Out. This guy. Look.
And it actually comes with the smudge.
Bugging Out was a character. Was he wearing leg weights or something on his legs?
Oh, it looked like that leg warmer stuff.
Yeah, it's a leg. Because I was like, I never wore any goddamn tube socks that goddamn big.
Yeah, the tube socks and them 80s tube socks was crazy.
I mean, it just is what it is.
And you running out there in that heat with them tube socks, bro, you just asking for trouble.
I mean, and so you got Bugging Out looking like this, just black militant, got the Africa pendant and all that stuff. And Giancarlo Esposito is just acting, pure acting in this movie. I mean, Susu is the huge fan of his, obviously.
Yeah,
Just look, recent movie.
man.
It's just Giancarlo has always been like. There are certain actors you see growing up, and you see them in every movie. And Giancarlo has probably played the gamut of so many characters and such. Whether it's Bugging Out, his character in Fresh, obviously Gus from Breaking Bad, like those.
And he got his own show. He got his own show as the transporter,
as a transporter, black transporter. Like it's just crazy to me how effortless that he just acts.
And yes, I was correct. He was rocking 4s.
Okay.
Yeah. The you stepped on my brand new Jordans. Yeah, I'd be mad too. 1989, those are Jordan 4s. And yes, he was wearing ankle weights. Apparently that was a thing if you were a hooper back in the day.
I'm about to say, motherfucker out here fucking being Goku and just saying clink clink.
Yeah, I'm not. You know what? I gotta look into that again and figure out why was that a thing. Rocking ankle weights.
I mean, Sue, we both went to high school. Remember when motherfuckers was rocking Jordan cleats and didn't play not a single fucking baseball?
Yeah. Because people
click, click. That was going through the halls. I was very confused, sir.
Actually, CJ was more like click scrape.
Nah, but you don't understand, dude. Like, were you confused as me when you saw people? Like, I get everybody wanted the latest shoes, but that was always weird. It's like, why are you wearing baseball cleats? I know the shoes look good, but I'm not buying fucking baseball cleats.
I'm like, you can't be comfortable in those.
Can't. Like, but man, we really were living in a very weird time period. Didn't we?
It was definitely a very weird time.
Again, I know it's Jordans. It just felt like it was just that there's a point where you're just styling on people, and then there's like, no.
Then there's
stop.
What are we doing?
Yeah, the ankle weights, that is kind of.
But ankle weights on a hot day like this.
I mean, yeah.
No.
Yeah.
Just no. I'm not doing it.
Nah, but ironically though, past what I just said earlier, we got one Bill Noon as Radio Raheem with the love, hate.
Bro, did you like the
dialogue?
Did you like the poetry behind the love hate?
I mean, that is I would say from Nigalations 21-2.
my man was really rocking the love hate.
I mean, like, look, you know what? I dug that whole scene with the whole love hate thing because it was just like, to me, yeah, very 90s. It's, and I had some relatives that had that rocked it and stuff, and I forgot who. Do you remember that cover, that Marvel cover where it was like Luke Cage and he had the fucking shit that had Cage on it and stuff, kind of like Radio Raheem?
Thank you, Tevin.
Yeah, that time where all the Marvel comics was for everything about hip hop, and it was not annoying in least bit. Yeah, I remember that.
Yeah. But no, that whole speech was interesting. Radio Raheem, Bill Noon, to me, it's kind of crazy that he's always had that presence and stuff. Didn't we say Bill Noon was like what 6'8" or some shit like that? He looked fucking tall as shit in this movie.
He was your height.
Oh, 6'4"?
He's your height, Chris.
Wow.
Yeah.
Oh, D, can you explain the weighted legs that people wore with the tennis shoes? Was that because of basketball?
Them ankle weights.
The ankle weights.
The ones that
ankle weights. With ankle weights. Nah, go ahead.
No, I said
ankle weights. What?
The ankle weights that Giancarlo was rocking in this movie
with the Jordan 4s.
Okay. I remember my dad had ankle weights, but my dad played basketball and he did light aerobics. So
that could be it.
If there were a thing I didn't know, like apparently I knew people use the ankle weights to do like jump and shit, like to work on their calf muscles and stuff like that. But if it was a fashion thing, I was probably too young to know about that.
As we were.
Okay, makes sense. But nah, Radio Raheem, he has a presence where he's just flexing with his big ass fucking boombox playing Fight the Power, and even some of that was the instrumental to Fight the Power. I didn't know that even
He
existed.
played. It was 3 different songs. It was a regular song, it was an instrumental, and it was an instrumental with what they called the power saxophone to it. Where you will hear Fight the Power. And it sounds like it's making a lot of noise, but it actually is pretty damn good. It's actually pretty good. But yeah, that's about it.
But
he played that all day. That's a 90s thing to me, to play one song the entire day.
I mean,
Well,
he ran them D batteries out.
Let's be real. That was a thing that we did. I mean, it's a thing that people still do to this day, where you have that one song that you just play the whole day.
Like you know, not like us.
Yeah, exactly. You know. You know.
Just say it, like, you
know, waking up looking for the broccoli. You know what I mean?
We have a bit of a black all-star moments in this movie with actors, and Ozzie Davis and Ruby Dee. I mean, it is, but we got the older black excellence and the power black couple, Ozzie Davis and Ruby Dee.
Yes, Ruby Dee, who is more known. Here's the funny thing: Ruby Dee was more known for her stage than Ozzie Davis was on camera, a little bit more than her. Mm-hmm. So, but still, everybody knew who the two were. The moment was for me. Mm-hmm. Your boy Mayor saves a young child from getting hit. He dives, knocked the kid over and everything. Mom beats the kid's ass.
As black moms did back
90s. I mean, not 90s, 80s, whatever. Blackness back then. And I like it. Here's the thing. Like I said, everybody in this movie has their own story. And with the mayor is, he knows he's a fuck up, but he's trying his best to make sure everybody's at their best, even though he's a straight up bum. You know what I mean? He's one of those people that wants the best out of everybody around him, despite this nigga being in a full suit, being in a full suit in 100-degree weather, trying to drink a mildly chilled Miller High Life.
He is a black man from Alabama. That is the go-to thing. You got to put on that sports jacket, the white shirt.
But the part that get me,
he did best of the best instead of this. Wow. Huh. That's a weird pivot. It's like Spike Lee or Eric Roberts. Like,
Spike Lee was unknown.
I must say, I actually like that Eric Roberts.
It wasn't Eric Roberts. I like
Chris Penn.
It wasn't Eric Roberts. Don't start that.
Chris Penn guy is a
storyline where we beat Korea.
That's the plot. The best. We gotta beat the evil Koreans. You know how fucked up that is? Do you know how messed up?
You know why we did that? I like it because of the South Koreans who were the capitalists and not the North Koreans who were the communists in the middle of the Cold War.
So we were just
Taekwondo magic. I don't know. Fucking, I don't know. But no, here's the thing.
Chris Pitt,
we were just since y'all brought up Ruby Dee's, we were just asked, are we gonna do Jungle Fever?
You know what? Woo. Good example. Because of that, that's what I was getting at.
That should be a Juneteenth one right there.
That, no, right after that, that scene where he saves the kid and all that. You see, what was Ruby Dee name in this? Mother, sister, Mary, Joseph?
Mother, sister.
And which let me say something.
Militant ass name.
Yeah, but that is such a Negro, because we already know what that means. I'm your mother and I'm your sister, meaning I'm the neighborhood mama. And if y'all want to talk to me like girl, I'm here for you.
Harriet Tubman is her stand.
We get that in every black neighborhood. But the part that got me was like, I saw what you did, man. It was foolish, but it was brave. I got to tell you, I ain't never read that first in my life in such a long time. You know what it was? It was Alabama. May 5th, 1935. I remember that meal. And for whatever reason, my Negro heart melted as this scene was going because he stopped himself like I just thought it. He took his hat off and Ruby's like, bye. And she had that look on his face where she smiled a little bit, like, I don't want that nasty old nigga look. But she had it look. Here's me, but she was smiling though. So when I saw that, black critics agree. This movie
to say there is something.
He was like, no, for real. I don't know about y'all. I can't speak for y'all too, but D was like, oh, this is the blackness that I love. Oh, fuck. Like, what was that? What was that? And my ancestors, that was us being proud of what we gonna be.
Look, I feel there's a measure of black excellence that just oozes out of Ruby Dee and Ozzie Davis to where they feel like I mean, they were a couple in real life, but it just oozes out on screen because we all know older relatives and your great grandparents' age that act just like those two in a way.
Now, all right, now to the question, are we ever going to do Jungle Fever? I wanted to. I want to. Not for Juneteenth. No. We at Juneteenth, we represent the people who really, really need Juneteenth. Caucasians. So, and before people who are seeing this through the BlurCon thing questions, wait a minute, you going to do a white movie on Juneteenth?
It's what we do.
Yes, we do. And to give you an example, we did Save the Last Dance, Dangerous Minds, and it wasn't a Juneteenth episode, but I kind of counted Forrest Gump. So as you see, you're probably like, oh, I get what you're doing. Yeah. Anyway, but no, I want us to do it one day. We'll see what happens.
But both of them,
I actually do want us to do Jungle Fever. And I wanted to for a long time. Either I thought that wasn't in our wheelhouse. Now it definitely is. So,
No, but I think it's the thing of you also see through the mayor and mother sister, their experience. There's stuff in the neighborhood that triggers them to think about certain things that happened to them in their life. And that, like, mother and sister, at one point when they're burning up Sal's Pizzeria, she's like on the ground on her knees. And it's just like, boom, she's like remembering some shit.
Whatever
trauma happened, it's like, oh shit.
Like I always laugh in a nervous way. And I think this is a trigger of mine. But I always laugh when there's always like one woman crying in the midst of chaos. And I always laugh because I think it's like a trope. But you have to realize, especially for Black people, we all see trauma in different ways. Mm-hmm. So when they first started fighting in Sal's pizza shop, you notice that light-skinned girl was already hysterical, like stop fighting, stop fighting, stop fighting. Black women have this weird clairvoyance of, oh my God, I seen the future. Nigga, stop! Like somebody's gonna die or some shit. Ruby Dee, it's exactly what you said. Whatever went in her past, she saw that flaming building and it just, what the fuck is happening to my neighborhood? Yeah. And I like her character. I liked her character. Here's the funny thing. Ruby only shows up probably 3 times in this movie. You see the mayor, you see Ozzie Davis do this thing a bunch of times. Also, I like the fact that we are talking about Ozzie Davis and Ruby Dee on February. I feel that our Negro points have went up 2% by doing this.
Oh, so, absolutely.
Speaking of which, have y'all talked about Pino yet? Pino, whatever his name was.
No, we have not talked about Pino and Vito. Sal's kids and
Pino. Let me put it this way, y'all. This is Pino the second they open up the shop.
I been waiting. I have been waiting to use that clip for the longest time.
Oh, dearie dear.
I've been waiting to use that clip.
Trump country.
You know something? The fact that clip was allowed to be used, but dare I use a Nick Fuentes clip?
Waterman, you know that YouTube doesn't care about black people saying the N-word.
I
You know
am
as well as I do.
I am just saying.
My brother, you know they don't care.
I am
Us
just
niggas do.
saying.
The levels in the
Again.
I want you to understand, folks. Put that picture back up. Dude. Do you put the picture
I'm
back
sorry.
up?
That quick again was errors. That was purely error.
Put that picture back up. I want people to understand the
Assalamu
levels.
alaikum. Assalamu
I
alaikum.
want people to understand the levels in this pic, because understand that's black people telling white people we're not helping you anymore.
We're not.
We're not.
Oh.
No.
You said no to Obamacare, remember? You said no to that.
Let me tell you.
Kamala said, I'm not talking to Netanyahu no more. You said, you're going to kill Gaza. No,
You want this.
So
you asked for it and you got it.
So please, please, Cracky, understand. This is what you wanted.
And you know what? I'm going to use your language and I'm going to use the whole hard R. Niggers are not coming to save y'all.
Let me make it very clear. Us, 3 black geeks, representing the DC section of the black delegation, have made it clear. Us Negroes are not hopping in the water to save y'all no more. We're tired of this shit. I had to see my granddaddy do this. I had to see my daddy do this. I had to see everybody's uncle. I had to see black women give their soul to y'all just for you to go, look here, Laquita, we're trying our best, but we don't want to work as hard. We have to do. I'm tired of that. I'm tired of seeing my sisters give their energy to help y'all out. I'm tired of seeing
Only to get thrown under the bus.
I am tired of seeing my gay black brothers be your little bridge to Negro culture. I'm tired of that. I hope y'all crackers die. I'm sorry, no, we can't go that far. Can't go that far.
In Minecraft. In Minecraft.
Fortnite. And I hope the person that does it has the most Negro-ish haircut in the game.
No. Hold on. I'll make it even safer.
Ooh,
I make it safer. Old 8-bit Nintendo.
Yes.
You turn into a little fairy dust and float away.
But anyways, Pino, it's funny.
Of Kendrick Lamar, the nigga's only 5'5", and y'all scared of him.
Well, here's my thing. There's levels to this family dynamic. Like, Sal, as we said, Sal comes across as like the well-meaning white guy, but like he has that measure of prejudice within him with certain people.
Yeah.
Pino represents the upper extreme of just fucking racist, just up front.
Pino basically, again, it's funny how this movie predates a lot of stuff. Pino is Ed Norton from American History X, but Italian.
And then Vito's
no, he's not. You want to know why? Because Ed Norton actually went full blown with his racism and actually beat up a black guy.
Okay, so the first 10 minutes. The first 10 minutes.
I mean, but here's the thing too. Here's the thing though. Vito though,
stomp Ed Norton.
Vito was on the opposite end of I don't know how to make heads or tails of this shit. I'm just here so I don't get fired. That's Vito pretty much. Like
Vito, look, I'm gonna be honest with you, and that's my son Vito. He's a little bit slow, but he's a good kid. He's a good kid, you know. He shows up on time. He doesn't give me a lot of mouth. I'm like, hey, Vito's a good boy, you know.
Vito's a little slow.
But Pino really gets on me because Pino actually represents the Italians that I hate to put it out there is actually just as black as us. Mm-hmm. Italians and black people, we have a weird
relationship for one main reason. Number one, this is the best way I can say it historically. Italy was one of the first melting pots in the world when it came to different cultures, because Rome was built on slave culture. Where did these slaves came from? They came from East Asia. They came from like I said, they came from Western Asia, they came from up north, and they came from Africa. A lot came from Africa. And you know what happens when all those people come into one country? They make brown people, and in this case, olive people. They made a lot of olive people, and that's why one of the things I liked was when Mookie looked at Pino. I was like, dude, your hair is more kinkier than me. There are some Italians that are walking around with nigga naps.
Mm-hmm.
And that is the actually truth. You know why? That is distant African blood that is in your blood. Italians and black people have a weird connection. And this, because of colorism, because of the way socialism is, we're never going to see, I'm not socialism, the way that society has been built the last 1,000 years, we're never going to see eye to eye. We're just not going to see eye to eye.
But that's the thing.
It is sad because it's like Italians and blacks are kind of cousins with each other. That's the weird part.
But it's just kind of crazy though, because it's just like the racism and all that stuff, and it's just Pino is just on 100 on his racism. And
I got a question. Mm-hmm. Who's your favorite rock star? It's the boss. It's Prince. You know it. It's the boss. No, it's the boss. When he said no, it's the boss. Like, he lying. He loves Prince.
Mm-hmm. But I like how.
Who's your favorite basketball player? And he didn't even say Larry Bird, Magic Johnson. He already liked Magic. Like, you like black folks. Shut up, bro.
No, but it's just the thing when Mookie was like, yo, fuck your pizza.
Fuck your pizza.
My man went on the man's pizza. Pizza ain't do nothing to you, dog.
That's like maybe the only Italian thing outside of high blood pressure that ain't trying to kill black folk. Seriously.
Variety, D. That's what it is. This pizza's just very versatile.
Fuck you, fuck your fucking pizza, and fuck Frank Sinatra. All right, let me make it clear.
Not Nick Damone.
Like, when you gonna put
Sinatra?
When you gonna put some black people on these walls, man?
Fuck Perry Como. That's how I am. Fuck Perry Como, nigga. I won't say that about Frank Sinatra. He was a real legit ally, and my grandmama. She loved him. She loved that white man.
He didn't even go to Victor mode. He went to Frank Sinatra.
I mean,
damn.
That's messed up, bro.
Like, Chris, first of all, you're not going to go to Victor Moan, seeing how he did take one of our sisters.
No, yeah, I would say that. Fuck Victor Moan, nigga. Fuck him. Taking black women away from.
Hey, listen, that was Diane's choice. Okay, that was her choice.
That is fair. That is
very
fair.
Heirs. Stop making points when I'm trying to be for the black people, right?
No, see,
Black History Month, sir.
No, I'm making a point, regardless of nationality's history. Okay.
No. Speaking of which, speaking of fine sisters with white guys. Y'all saw that picture of Serena's husband without a shirt.
Oh yeah, saw that.
I died laughing.
Gotta be honest with you, D. Gotta be honest with you, D. Hold on, D. In this age of AI, I'm kind of like, is it actually legit or is it AI?
Hey Chris.
It don't.
I'm not saying
it don't matter.
I'm not saying he had to have an 8-pack or some shit. He don't look like it.
Don't give Chris outlet. Chris, listen to me. Lift every voice and sing till earth and heaven ring. Ring with the harmony of liberty. Now you tell me again, fine ass 10 out of 10 Serena Williams is walking around with a regular white man. Can you at least admit that?
We've both been
That's all I asked.
No.
I didn't say he had a floppy body.
No,
I ain't say he had a small dick. I
just
said admit that nigga's body, Elon Musk, has an Elon Musk body. That's all I asked.
He is shapes. Okay?
He is shapes.
He is shapes.
He has a formation. It's a formation that you don't have to see. Okay? You don't have to see it. Anyway, I'm like,
But
anyways,
in all seriousness though, I mean, the moment that picture did come
fuck
out,
Vic Damone and all set.
no, the moment that picture came out and we saw it, there was a good chunk of Negro men out there was feeling like,
look, all I'm saying is like, I will say there is something to be said about.
I'm sorry, Chris. I am not letting a race that looks like they don't do push-ups naturally tell me that my race is not a superior. Look, look. I say love who you love, man. If Serena wanted to fuck a mannequin, god damn it, fuck the shit out of that mannequin, girl. But I'm gonna get my shots in.
Talking about a race of people where the head of the fucking military is the most dude bro, soft ass motherfucker ever. But
why do we? Hey Chris, I don't want. There's a reason why Eric started playing that political shit earlier today. I took my headphones off. I'm really done with all of this. I don't want to hear nothing. I want to close my eyes. I want to close my eyes, open it up. 4 years is over. New York City's burned to the ground. The White House is on fire, and we're ushering in a new president that ain't Donald Trump.
D,
So,
I just wanted I just wanted to hear Bernie talk. That's all.
Bernie doesn't want to.
This is all you had to do. Jewish. The 1%. Jewish. Save your money. That's all you had to say.
First of all, Bernie is too busy.
March with Martin Luther King. All right.
Bernie is too busy staring a hole inside Elon Musk's soul every time he sees him and shit. Boy, like he wants to put the fade to him, but he can't do it because he's old. So it's like
Bernie has a Louisville Slugger inside of his office. The second Elon Musk say, "Hey Bernie, this is your Elon thinking he's a big dick. Oh, this is your office, Bernie. Bernie like close the door. Take out that bill. I've been waiting on this motherfucker. No. You came into the wrong house, fool.
Bernie looks like Bernie, in all seriousness, I do believe Bernie looks like someone that could heave a good shoe.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
like my man that like my man that threw that shoe at W. He did the through that bush. He pulled the fucking Resident Evil press A.
It was a quick time.
I wanted Bush to get hit with that. Do you want to know a conflicting part?
Get hit by the second.
Do you want to know a conflicting feeling in my life? Was hoping that one of those shoes was going to knock him out. But you know what made it worse? Duck. When he ducked the second time, here's Bush come back. You ain't got no more. That was Bush like, yeah, you fucked up.
I'm about to bomb the shit out of your country right now, buddy.
Oh my God, that was
2 moments of the Bush presidency that I was like, George Bush, all right.
No, D, you had to be on the internet message boards. Yes, I'm old. With the amount of gifs of people doing Resident Evil 4, like press buttons.
All right, let me tell y'all something. Meme culture from the infancy to about 2008 was on some dirt shit. But when the memes came, they came, and that was one of the first ones that got edited to hell. Was Bush going yoop?
Actually, Resident Evil 4 button press that had me. I was like, I'm fucking done. That's peak.
No, Chris, it's even worse. When I think about it now, I look at that now and I look at how Bush was dodging. I was like, yo, Bush got the perfect dodge coin from RE3 remake.
Folks, I keep telling you, we need to bring back that shit. Bring back assassinations and that shit. I just want to see somebody from like AP throw a shoe at fucking Trump or something. You
gotta admit, when dude threw the shoe, that first one, okay, it seemed like it might have been off. That
Secret Service agent got fired off that shit. You know they did.
No, but listen. The first one seemed like it might have been off. That second one was on point.
Somebody said it best. Somebody said it best. if my man didn't yell, he would have got him in the fucking face.
Oh, he would've got him.
The yell is what
He would've
set it
got him.
off.
Eris, you don't remember what you said? You don't remember what you said, Eris? It hit me. I remember what you said. You don't remember what you said, did you, Eris?
Go ahead.
You said George Bush turned into a KOF character all of a sudden and just side dodged.
Oh yeah, the sidestep.
Bush Otto.
He didn't even have to just defend it. He just straight sidestepped.
Listen, dog. Somebody from Secret Service got fired that day for that first shoot. Like, bro, you didn't even fucking run towards Bush or anything like that first shoot.
Not fuck. I'm sorry. R.I.P. to my big sister. She said he knew it was coming. That's why he was smiling so hard. That has never got out of my mind. That a part of me thinks that Dick Cheney was like, all right, George, when you get in there, note what I just did. I had to do the paralyzed face. All right, George, when you're in there, it's gonna be true.
D.
That's gonna be Stacey Adams. Yeah, Stacey Adams can actually hurt you. These are not gonna hurt you if it actually connects.
D. You gotta do this. I'm sorry, Dick Cheney, for going to this shit.
Yo, look, man, I fucked up. I ain't gonna fake. I the one that ran out in front of you, dog. So, Mr. Cheney, I'm sorry.
Y'all understand how much of a villain you have to be for the person you shot his face up?
Earth. If I elbowed you in the nose and broke it on an accident, probably not an accident, but accident.
Mm-hmm.
And then we had a whole cookout. Everybody know, D, you wrong as fuck. And you walk over there. How you doing, D? So what's up, man? That's what that was to be. Everybody talking about it. So you just cool with that nigga now?
My man apologized for jumping in the shot.
I love Eris. Look, Eris is my best friend. Love this nigga to death. If he fart too loud around me, I ain't talking to him for a week. This nigga gets shot dead in the face.
And he apologized.
You know what it was?
Dude, that's like hold up. That's like Mookie throwing the trash can through Sal and Sal apologized.
Hold on. To be fair, Eris, first off, that's science fiction. White people never apologize. All right. Come on.
Okay,
now.
you are absolutely
that is science
right.
fiction.
No, you are absolutely right. That is I'm sorry. I literally just quoted a John Carpenter movie. I apologize.
I don't know where you're talking about. Now, Eris, you're also forgetting this. When he shot him, everybody like, oh my God. James like, all right, stand back. I'm sorry. Look, let me see where he at. He leaned into his ear. The Lale could be anyone. He's over there like this. The Patriots?
I mean, I ain't no Lale.
Hold on. He over there giving that speech to Dick Cheney. He shakes Dick's hand. He looks out in the crowd, sees all the way in the back, Ocelot.
Hey, D,
why does it always come back to
no, D, and then all the way on the left side is the sorrow with a timer floating.
You know what, man? I had a moment.
Heart attack.
I had that moment. See, speaking of the sorrow, sir, I had that moment, that pause after Reddy Raheem got fucking choked to death, which I'll talk about in a minute. And it's the silence. I feel the sorrow be popping up right behind Sal before he says that was okay. What Sal said was the most white audacity shit ever, where somebody got killed. This is your moment where you either an ally and you're very understanding, or you're a piece of shit white person. He said, cowabunga it is.
Cowabunga it is.
You do what you gotta do. He said, you do what you gotta do. I'm like,
Sal could have, like Sal obviously was not reading the block.
He did not read the block.
He didn't read the block at all.
I like how he had two options. You see the dove with the leaf in his mouth right there, and then you saw the option of this. He chose this option. The fuck you want me to do about it?
The nigga deserved to die. Whoa there, buddy.
Look, Pino was like this. Yo, Dad, he was a nigga. I don't think you should say that though.
Because if Pino said it, that's believable.
Fun fact, everybody. The cop that choked out Radio Raheem is actually Danny Aiello's son in real life.
I just like to point out, like, there is something, and I think that, you know what's crazy is that you think about the Radio Raheem shit, and then, you know, George Floyd and just all that era of all that stuff happening, and you really sit back and you're like, wow, they just really brought it back. You were bringing back the 80s, huh? You know, just choke out people, and I'm like, God damn, that was fucking crazy. Like, that whole scene was just insane when it just broke out. Like, yeah.
Like, what happened? Like, here's the thing.
And of all things, they made sure that if they're gonna tear apart the whole block, the Korean store got saved.
Look, he said,
let me just tell y'all something.
Because I'm gonna tell you something. Mr. Kim read the block.
Oh yes, he did. He read the room. Like, oh no, I'm black.
And I like how he did it. Like, no, I just like you.
I just like
and
you.
It's like,
I represent the same struggle as you.
And even black people, we like this. All right, Kung Fu. Fuck this, man. Let's get about here, bro.
You know what, man? There are stereotype names, but Kung Fu.
Thing.
God damn.
But here's the funny thing.
It's either that or Hop Sin.
No, Bruce Lee. Remember, this is the 80s. Late
80s. Yeah. If you're Asian, if you're of any Asian descent, you are automatically called Bruce Lee.
Now it's kind of funny, Chris. I was talking about them earlier, and I said I don't know if they would take part in the neighborhood. There was a situation that happened in my neighborhood where one of the convenience stores people was killed by some nigga in his neighborhood, and it's almost like, God, this is almost like do the right thing. There's one nigga that works at that store. He racist. He don't call us nigga, but we know he call us whatever Persian word, whatever Farsi word is for nigga. He says that to us. We know it. The other two, one dude, he's cool. The other one, hey, what's up, my man? What you doing, man? What you listening to? What you listening to? Man, I like that shit, man. No. I don't fuck with Kendrick, but I like this last one. Like we can talk to him. He's cool. You know what I mean? But it's kind of funny. He will probably be part of the neighborhood. You know what I mean? The other dude don't want no part of it. And whites have this option to do that shit. Black people, unfortunately, we don't get that grace. You either with us or you are, and I hate using this term because every February I have to be reminded of this. No, not Uncle Tom. This Sambo ass nigga. You one of the two. You either with us or you are excommunicated. You excommunicado with the black folk. And a lot of black people don't want to be excommunicado. Even when we don't agree with each other, we don't like doing that shit because we all live this. We kind of all have a shared experience, and white people don't get to have that. And Danny Aiello, despite Sal being in that neighborhood for how long? Like 25 years?
Yeah, 25 years.
I put it in my hands.
The sockets, the tiles.
Everything. I'm so blood and sweating to this. He's absolutely right. But when it was time for you to do the right thing and cool down the situation, you fucking monkeys came in there. You're like,
because the thing of it is,
white people, you have this option, and you always go for
cowabunga. It is
cowabunga. It will be. Click.
And then afterwards, be like, I regret my decision. No, you don't get to do that.
They always
No.
do that part too. You want to know why I know that? You want to know why I did that? Know that? Because you did it with Eric Gardner. You did it with Michael Brown. You did it with Tamir Rice. You did it with Eric Harris. You did it with Walter Scott. You did it with Freddie Gray. You did it with Ashton Sterling. You did it with Philando Castile. By the way, I had a fucking panic attack about that dude's death. Y'all did it with Stephon Clark. You did it with Boheem Jean. You did it with Breonna Taylor. I knew a bunch of black girls who feared for their life because of that shit. And you know what I seen? What we all seen, what the world seen, and all of us cried. We saw y'all do it to George Floyd. You know what your white people said? Well,
Get
all of us
over it.
were bad.
The same thing they say about the same thing they tell us about slavery, which is get over it.
Well, you know,
Get over
because people
They always and that's the one insulting thing, Eris. I don't pay attention to it, but white boys, this batch of white boys, you love bringing up George Floyd like it's a fucking meme. Fuck all of y'all for that.
no,
On
no,
some real shit, that's hurtful.
but see,
And white people know it's hurtful.
but it
you know?
goes back to what we were saying about like them trying to erase history. There is this logic that white people have where as soon as the ink dried on the civil rights, bill, all of a sudden, boom, it turned into we're all happy rainbow. I'm like, no, the fuck it didn't. I would say like after that happened, I mean, we gradually got mild with the shit, but it was still there.
As you know, kids, JFK was assassinated, and that made us feel bad. And as you also know, Martin Luther King was assassinated, and we said something needs to change. And when Malcolm X died, black people said, you know what, this violence thing isn't right. And we came together and we made the Civil Rights Bill, and everything was perfect in America since then. That's the way that I was taught history when I was a little kid. Fuck y'all
Basically-
white.
But it's also the
Like
logic
basically,
too.
I swear I hate y'all white
basically,
folks.
basically, America had to form an Oreo to make the civil rights bill.
But it's also
Martin.
the
They
thing.
had
No, I mean, no.
in
Think about it.
actuality-
That's a straight up Oreo. Martin,
Yeah.
JFK, Malcolm,
And in actuality,
Oreo.
it was a small group of people, of right-minded people who came together and made sure that we was going to change this country up. And even when he signed the bill, white folk, y'all didn't respect the shit until about 1978. So,
Shit, I say 80.
to be honest with you, like me,
85, to be honest.
like this. It's like this. Me, CJ, DJ Sue. All three of us, we represent the first batch, and I do not mince words when I say this. We are the first batch of freed Negroes in this country. And even then, my grandkids are going to have a level of freedom I ain't never going to taste.
Look. Let's be
Say
real.
it, say it loud. I'm black and I'm proud.
Exactly.
Look.
Exactly.
My
We still oppressed.
my
Y'all done
grandparents.
freed us. How do y'all free us 100-something years ago, nigga, and we still oppressed?
But you know what it is? I think what it is.
We're not
is
pulling
this.
our boots. We're not pulling ourselves up. by our
No.
bootstraps.
You know what it is?
We're not.
Their logic of why are you complaining about race is that in their minds, black people aren't getting sicked on by dogs and sprayed with water hoses and stuff, so it's all good in the hood.
Even though what happened at the end of this movie.
Hey, look, man,
You
yeah.
get two options: water hose or tear gas.
White folk love those two things on Negroes. All right, what you want? What you want? Fried chicken or spirit ribs?
But January 6th, they said, "Stop, guys, please stop,
Guys.
stop."
Hey,
You know,
hey, Chris, I'm wrong. I'm wrong for doing this. You like, hey guys, stop. You got the one white boy out there like this. Lincoln.
Nah, you know what? Also, they said, "Hey,
Kennedy.
hey, Chris, you know what they also said on January 6th?
Carter.
You know what they also said on January 6th?
Mm-hmm.
Double tap. Go to your last checkpoint.
There is no checkpoint.
Revive.
Oh,
No. Actually, it was worse. Double tap. Dog tag pit dog. Kill confirm.
Dude, first off, her last checkpoint would be her kissing her kid before she took that dreaded plane ride to DC. She didn't play the long game, sir.
So in other words, Chris, save file corrupted.
Hey, Chris, are you
That's what
telling
that
me
was. Save file
telling
corrupted.
me that the mission is her at the Capitol and you're actually storming the Capitol the whole time, and you do a whole bunch of shenanigans and you get shot and you're like, oh, I'm actually Babbitt. Oh, hey, yo, Call of Duty deep, bro.
Nah, this is a deep cut right here. It's like the beginning of Final Fantasy 12, where you're thinking you're playing Van, and then you find out it's his twin brother, but he gets stabbed, and you're like, oh shit! Like, the fuck is going on here? Yeah.
So is this part of the story?
It's no Russian except you're Ashley Babbitt, so
That's worse.
No
That's worse.
No
No, it's actually worse. You get shot by General Shepard, but Shepard is black.
Man, my man got the fucking Purple Heart for doing that shit. I'm like,
Yeah, he did.
Black
The man just did his job.
Look, Eric, Chris, you down on the ground. You just see it come over there. Black Lives Matter. White people, white guys at home.
nigga.
This is a good. Look like this. It's a good game, man. They know our struggle.
Losing mentality.
You know, and here's my thing.
Ashley Babbitt did not play to win. She did not play
White
to
people
win.
have a victim. White people, at least Americans. Let me put this out here. I think Americans have a weird victim mentality about them. White Americans really want to be this oppressed race of people so bad. They're willing to. They're willing to just have this whole, what about us moment, even though they're the ones that did it. Good example. Remember when that white boy hopped in a car and drove across state lines, not state lines, I think county lines or whatever the fuck he did to shoot a guy in the chest, and he immediately started crying?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, white people love doing that shit, like they're the victims or something like that. When they
Coen
have
Brothers movie.
Like I don't understand how every time this country goes through some shit and you're the cause of it, white women tears, no matter the sex, white women tears. I just want to be a free person. I know I did so bad. And you got all these white people like, well, it's just one nigger life. He's fine. Let him go. Like, that's the way y'all treat it, man. Y'all don't treat us like human beings. So,
I mean, but that's what makes that whole that's what makes that whole thing kind of like wild, not wild, but not surprising.
All the way out like that.
Yeah, but that was my thing. My thing was like, and because the whole thing running point of the movie is Mookie needs his money from Sal and stuff, but like Mookie, like that was his breaking point. He just got fed up with the bullshit because he was like basically Sal wasn't relenting on what he said. That was the funny thing, right? So from Sal's point of view, he said that shit like, well, you do what you gotta do. And he was just like, well, let me go ahead and finish up sweeping this shit up, and we're out for the night. And I'm like, that's not gonna go the way you did. And as soon as Mookie threw that thing through the window, I was like, yeah,
Bro,
that's
that was
it.
a full metal trash can through the window.
But the ironic part is I like how Mookie basically killed Sal's whole thing or built it foot by foot. He's like, Sal, we all know you're gonna get over on the insurance. So what did you really lose? You actually made more from the fucking place burning up than you did when you actually paid for it.
Which D likes to bring this up. Remember during the George Floyd riots, white people saw that Target on fire. They were like, our businesses, it's a Target.
Target is caking off this.
It's a Target.
Target caked off.
And you're in Minnesota.
Thank you.
So there's one down the street.
It's a white neighborhood, so they're gonna rebuild it back up. What are we talking about here?
And that's the thing. And I remember they showed like days later, a black woman. And it's like, all I'm hearing in the news is that, they burned down our neighborhood. We don't own this. We didn't own that McDonald's that burned down. We didn't own this. Yes, black people ran that, but they didn't own that. They just ran the place. That ain't ours. None of this belongs to us. So so black people have to do what we always do with moments like this. We have to do the language of the unheard, which what Martin Luther King said. Riots are the language of the people that are unheard.
Yep.
And yeah, Mookie, everybody, and this is the one thing that white people who watch this movie always ask the question. But why did Mookie throw their? He knows that wasn't the right thing to do. Why did he do that?
Because he did the right thing.
Eris.
Yes, sir.
You know that fun little story. There was this black couple that went to see this movie, and the guys, white, and there's a white couple that said it was such a great, powerful movie. But I don't understand. Why did Mookie throw the trash can through the window? It was so unnecessary. I don't understand it. And they walked off, and the boyfriend looked at the girlfriend and said, because Mookie was fucking mad. That's why he did it.
Yeah. He just
You know who said that?
He sat there and watched his best friend get killed right in front of him.
Mm-hmm.
By the people that were by public servants that are supposed to serve and protect.
Community servants.
And you know who said that, Eris?
Yes.
Barack Obama to Michelle Obama on his first date. That was the dude that said, because Mookie was fucking mad.
I mean, because, you know, and the thing of it is, it's just, and look, and that's the thing about.
What do you want him to do? What do you want?
But that's what you were bringing up, D, about Sal. It's like Sal, it's like you're in this neighborhood, but then you don't kind of like carry that same energy to inside your restaurant, but people only fuck with you because your food is so good. So it's kind of like, yeah, your food is so good, so people are going to come back. Cool. That's your hook. But at the same time, that moment and the fact that you really felt it was just going to go back to the same old the next day, Mookie throwing that was probably the best thing that needed to happen.
I mean, come on.
You know what?
I mean, come on. Like even with Sal's burning down, let's be real. Everybody loves a comeback story.
That's if he even rebuilt.
He was gonna get that rebuilt.
Now, here's a good question: did the Suns take over, or did the Suns do what all? Or did the Suns do what? Oh, that's what I'm saying. Or did the Suns do what all white businesses that go to the Sun do when they're still in the black neighborhood? Y'all fucking leave. PG went through a lot of that. When PG officially became Wakanda, all y'all white folk left. And y'all went to Charles County. You know what y'all doing now? Leaving Charles County.
Go to St. Mary's.
We still got the Klan down there, but
you got a Klan down there.
Yeah.
Y'all got a better chance. Like I know what y'all saying. It's the Klan in St. Mary's County. Look. They're too scared to leave St. Mary's County.
Yeah, they don't really venture into Charles County unless they have to.
I will say that part where Mookie threw the trash can.
Radio.
I love that later. Sometime in the early 90s, an actor who was also in this movie would reenact that exact same thing by picking up a trash can and screaming "radio" and throwing it at the window. Come to find out, the window, nah, it ain't. You ain't breaking that, dog. That would be one. That was one Martin Fitzgerald Lawrence who did it on his show. Martin, when he threw the trash can at what was it? It was when WZUP, when his radio show got bought out by a country music channel owner, right? So when he got fired, he grabbed the trash can, screamed "radio," and threw it at the window. And he looked at him like, "What was that for, Martin?" Martin goes, "It makes sense. Like it made sense when and it looked cool when Spike did it in the movie, but you wouldn't know nothing about that."
That little breathing, you won't know about me.
It's that little breathing.
I mean, yeah.
I think he really expected that window to break.
Martin D said it best. Martin's fucking PG act it oozed out of it.
Boy, that DC accent came out of nowhere. Like, what do you say, drunk? Like, what do you say? You drunk, run out here, drunk ass motherfucker. when he said motherfucker, I was like, wow. The
Y'all
only thing
sound
that's
New
going to come
Yorkian.
out your mouth now is Slim and a go-go song. That was the only thing messing to come out of Martin's mouth right there.
Also,
When he said motherfucker like that, I'm like, that is every nigga from DC. Thank you for that, Martin.
there's
Thank you.
something
I see myself.
there's something weird about boomer / older Gen X black guys that really love Black Panther to where they had those older ass issues of Black Panther, like my man from that crew. It was like Black Panther eats Sal pizza, and I'm like, that is some goober ass shit.
I'm sorry, what?
My man said, he said, oh, Black Panther like Sal's pizza because he liked Black Panther. Remember he said that line. He was like, yeah. I was like, that is.
Oh.
What are we? Wow. Okay, dude. Like,
Black at you. I got a question. Did y'all talk about the ice scene? Did y'all talk about this scene that was in pristine? That was in pristine.
Nice job on us not getting booted off YouTube. I appreciate that.
I wanted to share. Hey, look. As a fan,
I'm gonna keep it real.
As a fan, look, Eris. As a fan
I'm gonna keep it real. I wish that this would have got us banned off of Twitch.
Said that white milk post.
Look. Note, y'all. I tried to give y'all as much of the Ola as I could. No, of the Ola. Of the air. Ain't no airy. There's not enough airy in it. There's just Ola at that point. Just the edges of it. I tried to give y'all as much.
So here's my thing. How much of this is Spike or body doubles we're talking here?
You know what? When I heard it wasn't a body double at all. I heard, and is because everybody likes to make a thing out of everything, to do this revision of history to make people either pedophiles or fucking rapists.
Yes.
They had an interview with Rose Perez, and Rosie just told the truth. Yeah, I felt really uncomfortable when I did that scene because Spike kept on doing it over and over again. I'm like, oh my God, I've been naked forever. I'm trying to get the fuck up. And I just felt bad. Like my dad is going to see this fucking movie and yada, 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 yada. And black women, stop acting like white women. Oh my God, Spike Lee did that to you? Tanisha, why are you talking like that? We need to do this. We got to cancel Spike. What?
The most you can say.
These were the same batch of hoes. Yeah, I said it, hoes that tried to ban the words of Malcolm X. Y'all were the same ones that tried to ban every Negro. All of y'all work for the.
You know what it is.
All of y'all.
You know what it is.
All of y'all patriot spies. Each and every one of y'all.
You know what it is. I can understand her being uncomfortable because Spike was being a nigga in that moment. And look,
Eris, Chris, Waterman, Chris, everybody. I don't blame Spike.
I kind of don't blame him either.
I know, but at the same time, it's like
we understand you can't make
1989, fresh off of Soul Train, Rosie.
Look, we don't make Puerto Ricans like her no more. We don't.
We really don't.
They're not as tough. They're not as resilient as the last band.
Sir, Jenny from the Block would defer, which was really just.
I'm sorry. Did you say Jenny from the Block?
I like that you mentioned the one op that Rosie had.
The whitest Puerto Rican you can find.
No, it's not even the
whitest.
From the Bronx. No, D, stop. No, that's not the white. No,
saying nigga.
No, she is not. Shut up, Chris. She is not the white. She is not the whitest.
Mark Anthony, so you have a little bit more Puerto Rican inside.
No, she is not. She is not she's not the whitest. All I can say is she is Rosie's op. Okay, she was Rosie's op for years.
Let me tell you something,
Rosie. If I'm mistaken, Rosie don't fuck with it, do she?
No, she does not.
Didn't she find her for? Didn't she find her for the Fly Girls?
Yes.
Something like that. It was something like that. Eris, I'm sorry. I'm blocking Eris from this. Eris, you got it. I'm sorry.
Sorry, my bad.
No. I was just no.
But you're right on that.
Chris brought it up. Chris brought it up that yes, she was actually one of the Fly Girls that was brought in, and because Rosie started to feel like, oh, this little girl's trying to outshine me. She's trying to do things like her way. When I'm the one that found her and blah blah blah. Dude, it's been messy.
But
It was
Robert,
quite messy.
but Robert Guinevere Smith playing
Oh,
Smiley.
look. Hold on, real quick. Only reason why I want to be flying that situation, because Rosie dropped dead into Spanish, and J-Lo was like, "I'm sorry, say that again." Oh my God, girl, you fucking stupid. This is why I want this bitch out of here. She's not gonna. You don't fucking know. And Rosie is an old school dance choreographer, so she was like, "I'm sick and tired of you."
I mean, why do you think they never been in
thank you,
like?
Tevin.
Why do you think they never been in the same movie together?
Exactly. Thank you, Tevin. She was crying. Thank you. That was one element I was missing from the story. She was crying during that whole fucking time, which I have to ask one question. So, the part where you kissed her at the end, did you do that before the ice rub and crying or afterwards?
I'm just gonna.
Was that filmed afterwards or before it? Oh,
look,
God.
I kind of
If you
understand.
kiss this bitch with tears
lay
in the
this
eyes,
out. I would just like to
you
lay
are
this out.
diabolical.
I just want to lay this out. Is it because of Woody Harrelson's professionalism that you allowed him 2 scenes of you getting destroyed by him?
Sir, Woody Harrelson is the most likable white guy next to Matthew McConaughey.
No. Never mind him being likable. I'm just saying.
I like Woody Harrelson.
I'm
he
saying
look like he says wetback all the time.
No. I'm saying his professionionalism on
Yeah, of course.
Professionalism.
Eris,
It's the pay. It was the pay.
It had to be. It had to be.
Yeah.
It wasn't. I mean, first of all, White Man Can't Jump obviously was not a Spike Lee joint. There was no 40 Acres and a Mule behind this.
But here's the difference. And I think the difference is this. Number one, that was her first nude scene. You know what I mean?
Yeah, this one.
Number one, that was the first time. Yeah, this was the first time she ever did it. Number two, remember, this is during Hollywood where, hey, you felt uncomfortable. Shut the fuck up, Buttercup. Man up and do the fucking scene.
Oh,
you know what I mean?
Yeah.
That was back during
Suck
that
it up,
time.
Buttercup.
And it's one of the cool things that they did that her and Spike Lee kind of reconciled over that shit, because it did leave a bad taste in her mouth with that shit. And I get it. And doing nudity after that, I think you did it the first time, so you can do it again, and it's going to be a lot more easier. But it's like a first impression. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
That can dictate a lot about her shit. So, I think it's just one of those situations that happen. Like there are probably plenty of scenes where women did those scenes, and at the end they cried in their trailer or whatever they did. You know what I mean?
Dude,
so
what did y'all think of that scene?
Yeah, I hate it.
Like the first 10 minutes of We Own the Night with Eva Mendes, she told her mama, don't come to the she said, watch the movie 15 minutes after.
Because they clapped both of them. I'm going to be out of Hollywood in 5 years cheeks.
What did y'all think of that scene where all the races are just going in on each other, man? That was like, holy shit.
Good old 1990s art. I loved it.
Did you love the officer saying you Goya bean eating 15 in a car?
15 in a car, 30 in an apartment.
Pointed shoes, bread wearing, menudo, mida, Puerto Rican. I'm like, God damn.
Pointed shoes. You gonna let Serpico go on you like that, nigga?
Son, that was
Ooh.
That right there. I'll be honest. That right there is something that we need. We need to bring back snapping on a competitive level.
Hey, Sonny had the one. It's cheap. I got good price for you, America.
I loved all of that because it built to something. Ah, wait!
Chill.
Time out.
Y'all take a chill. You need to cool that shit out.
Shout outs to Samuel L. Jackson being the 1989 Professor K from Jet Set Radio.
I gotta say though,
and I like that. I can see the glow of his eyes through the shades. I like that.
I'll say this though.
Also, real quick,
Shout out to this girl.
Oh yeah, the Keith Sweat.
All night long. I have to get some Key Sweat tickets.
I'm no. Bring the picture back. Bring the picture back. Bring the picture back. Bring the picture back.
Oh, that Roma.
Yeah. That's 1989. Professor K from Jet Set Radio.
Yeah.
I'm sorry. One more. I have nothing. I can't do it. I can't.
In the back. Nah, I like those radio stations that were like the neighborhood radio stations that you could see up front. Because there's a couple in DC I walked past, but they're like, okay, the big thing now, obviously podcasts and stuff, but you got people that actually have space where it's like a podcast and it's like the window facing the streets of DC and stuff in a couple of spots. It's more so like Adams Morgan. I've seen a couple of them at.
The only radio station on here that they don't do it, they don't have it facing out like that. I know they got the windows facing out like that is WHR, but you can't see it from the street level.
Oh damn, that sucks.
Yeah, you can't see that shit from the street level.
But that DJ, well, Sam Jackson's DJ basically being kind of basically a mainstay of that neighborhood. So he's just seeing everything, including the fucking riot and everything that's happening in front of the radio station and stuff. Like, wow, okay. So
good old neighborhood pirate radios is on. I like how it's on a number that don't exist on the dial. Because back then they had dials that can kind of like tweak that little in between part. You can't do that shit now on digital, but back in the day you could. You could flirt with that little empty space between 88 and like 107 and almost 8.
Yeah, that's not bad.
That's a pure back in the day shit. But yeah, God, what else did we not cover in this motherfucking big ass movie full of everything? There's this one scene that does kind of stand out, and Chris, you was going to mention him. Mm-hmm. We do get one scene where your boy Robert, was it Roger, right?
Yeah, Roger Guinevere Smith.
He show up now. Now Smiley is
slow.
No, he's not slow. He has a speech impediment, a straight up. They ain't autism. I think that's just a straight up speech impediment. Yeah. Where it really, back in the day, they didn't know how to deal with that shit. Stuttering people, they know how to deal with stuttering people now. But back then, nah, you kind of cooked, man. You know what I mean? But I don't know who taught this man anything, but the brother stayed with headphones on all day, listen to old Malcolm X teachings on the radio, walk around. Malcolm X said we must fight, but I didn't mean necessary. It's one of those things where you think, ha 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 ha. Mm-hmm. But in the art sense, if we're going off of art, it's like he's hey, you happy? Like he's I actually like his character. But the thing that you had this one scene where he's making all that noise, and your boy Pino out there with his nigga nap. Look how nappy that Italian hair is. Anyway, he go out there and starts cussing him out. There's a whole fight now. Hold on. Bugging out's right there too. So there's a whole lot of screaming back and forth. What's Sal doing?
Not doing nothing.
Nothing. And I think the movie didn't really point this out, but D's pointing it out. If Sal is the good white man, why is he not doing anything? Why did he let that fight go on for a full 2 minutes before he finally got up and did something?
And he never reprimands Pino for like being overly aggressively racist the way he is and such. Like he never said nothing. He just lets it rock.
Exactly, Chris. Exactly. Now this is where D's point comes at full. White people do that all the time. The one thing that black people are tired of telling white people is this. We're tired of trying to teach y'all history about the country that y'all refuse to know. We're tired of doing that. And another thing we're tired of is if you're such a good white person, why, when it's the time for you to do the right thing, y'all sit on y'all hands? Mm-hmm. Why, when it's come to do the right thing, you wait until your racist ass cousin finally puts hands on a black guy for you to go, hey, stop it. But let him go the first 80 times calling him a nigga. Why is it every time we got to hear I would have voted for Obama a third time? Why is it always when we got to hear that I'm your sister, we need to have this and all that? When it's time for you to show up. When Taraji P. Henson told all y'all what the fuck they was about to do. When black men were out here supporting other black men to get up and vote, and we was telling y'all, yo, this is important. When black people kept yelling to you, they are about to take your country away. All of you, each and every one of you sat and watched Donald Trump call all those people who are Spanish, legal Spanish people, immigrants, and they need to leave our country. Y'all sat down there when he said they're eating the dogs, they're eating the cat. Y'all mean the shit. Y'all didn't take the shit seriously.
Nope.
Why is it that every time a good white person needs to stand up, y'all are too scared to do it? That's what I got out of that scene. That's me. I don't know about anybody else. Like I said, a good movie gives you a good question, poses a question. That's what it is. When is it the right time to do the right thing? Yeah, because this movie, when it came to the whole phrase to do the right thing, it really went like this. When Ossie said, "Do the right thing,"
He said it.
and then when it was like, Mookie, what you do, Mookie? What you gonna do, Mookie? What you gonna do? And all this second, what you gonna do? You gonna do the right thing, Mookie?
There it is.
And then at the end of the movie, where's Sal and fucking Mookie staring at each other, you're like this.
Oh, that's why they call it that.
like this is like that's the reason why I actually love this.
And I loved it
because it really poses that question through the whole movie into every character.
But that's what makes that conversation between them so poignant, because it's just like Sal's doing all this, and Mookie was like, "Yeah, number one, you still owe me money, but also, again, you're gonna get off on the insurance anyway. So what the fuck are you crying about? Like,
and I want my $70 by Friday.
You know what I noticed too? Remember, he got up like, here's your fucking money. Here you go. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Now I want you to notice he was thrown with the left hand. When Mookie said, "Hey, Sal," he threw back with his right hand. Only need 250. I like that movie. Hal was throwing hate at him, and he threw love right back at him. That was clever, Spike. I like that.
But also,
I like that.
But also, reparations, because he took that money they threw back at Sam. Like, I'm going in just since you don't want it, I'll take it.
Here's the sick part, and this is the one thing I do love about the movie too.
I get a pizza from across the street.
I am pure team black people, but you know what I felt 100%? There he is, the richest guy in the neighborhood, $500 fucking. I was with all of Salvatore was right. You got your money, Mookie.
What now?
You got your money. You happy now, nigga? And a part of me like, Mookie, yes. Yes, I am.
Well, in 1989, $500 can go a long way.
And I saw my friend murdered last night.
Thank you.
On your like in front of your store.
I'm gonna go home to my son if you don't mind.
All right. Now, if you don't mind, Sal, I'm gonna take care of my kid. I'll be back. I'll help you sweep up around here, But I gotta go see my kid. And I love how Sal just go ahead, man. And it was one of those things where, all right, if you want to get a good ending out of this, because white people were searching for a good ending in this. They don't like this. Like, well, there's still tension. What are we gonna do? White people hate that shit. but I like how it was like, we here. You got me, I got you, man. I got your back, Sal. I did say you were a fucking son. All right, man. I'll see you in a minute.
I think this also interesting too.
People at the end of the day, bro.
Sal sees Mookie as his son, but his actual son, and maybe that could be the cause of resentment that Pino kind of has a little bit because of how Sal, even to the point of him having those conversations with black folks. Pino does not want to have a conversation with not a single black person whatsoever.
No. That's a white man that don't want to get crossed up by a good question. which was, and this was, why you like black people so much, but you always call us nigga?
What are you talking about?
I mean, no. And white people, y'all
What?
still do this to this day. White people do this to this day. But they not niggas. Prince is not a nigga. Prince is a nigga. Magic Johnson's not a nigga. Magic Johnson's a pure nigga. All right, let's not do that, man.
I mean, if you want to
let
talk,
that smiling face fool you. That's a balling ass nigga from Michigan, bro.
but I'll say this: to your point, Sue, earlier with the police, it is. Look, there is a segment of people.
Get this shit off my thing, Eric. What the fuck, man? No.
There's
do an old ass Ron Perlman movie.
I was waiting for y'all to respond.
Say something next time, nigga.
I was in the middle of something.
Nah, but there's a segment of people, you know who, that really be acting like the cops in movies don't act like this in real life. And I'm like, oh, you poor sweet soul. You really think these movies are exaggerating that shit? Okay.
I don't understand white folk when it comes to the police violence. Y'all know police violence is true. Y'all seen Rodney King get his head beat in. Y'all seen George Floyd literally die on camera. We all saw a snuff film, and y'all were like, well, I don't think the cops should get life in jail.
2 weeks with pay.
2 weeks with pay.
Like y'all saw the footage of that young boy, and I said him because I will never forget it because it broke my heart when Tamir Rice was killed with a fake. He had a toy gun. All of you white people, well, he should have been playing with one.
No. Did you love the fucking Poe juke that they were trying to pull on us when that fucking lady cop went into the wrong fucking apartment and just fucking 6-shot my man? And then she was like, oh, I thought this was my apartment. I'm like, no, that was one of those dead to rights. You cannot sit there and say that, oh, it was the other no, this man was eating ice cream and got lit up for his troubles.
White people came in with that. What, like, with motherfucking Philando is one that fucked me up.
Oh,
he
man.
Told the cop straight up,
I have a gun in my glove.
I'm a gun owner. I have a gun. It's in the glove compartment. I'm going to reach it. Ah, he's moving. His kid was in the fucking car, my nigga.
Yeah, that it's like you can't.
You know what you white people said? Well, he should have been moving so fast.
Well, Radio Raheem, apparently he's a 6 foot. Radio Raheem was 6'4", and they said quit struggling, and he's just like, bro, I can't breathe. What the fuck? Like
that's the exact same way. That's the exact
going squirm.
Did anybody else's heartbreak when they saw his radio literally get destroyed?
Okay,
I did because I knew the next scene.
Here's my thing.
You know what I mean? That's the only reason I felt bad about it.
If Sal didn't blurt out the fucking you niggas and all that stuff and hit the radio, he kind of would have been justified just hitting the radio alone because he did tell him, hey, bro, can you turn it down, please? Like, come on, bro. Like, I get it. Like, can we not have a conversation without this fucking music? Shit, like.
And somebody tried to say, like, but why didn't Mookie do more than that? And like, dog, y'all know how black folk is. Even we go, hey, yo, bro, man, look, man, I work here. When somebody wants to supersede that so they can be a nigga, there's nothing
can't stop that. You can't. You're just like,
bro, I work here, nigga. What are you fucking doing, bro? You better get me fired, man.
I'm trying to go home. God
I
damn.
was off in 10 minutes. I'm not even gonna yell at the kids that ran in there. They kids, New York City. You know what I mean? They kids. They
were like my pizza. They like my pizza.
Man.
They like
Look,
pizza.
I get it. And this is where I actually
back. That's all I'm saying.
No.
This is where I like Sal again. Sal is a man of his word. I fed this whole neighborhood. Come on, get your pizzas. Let's go. That's a good owner to me. I'm sorry. Yeah. That's a good owner. Like, see, that's why we love you, Sal. That's why we love you. And notice, white folk, it didn't become hostile until he said nigga. And all those kids lied there. Oh, so we niggas now. Because y'all like doing that to us all the time, too.
See,
when we get too loud, all of a sudden we niggas.
He would have been fine if he just had one picture I don't know, Muhammad Ali or something.
Joe Louis.
Joe Louis.
Joe Louis or Rocky Marciano or something, you know, like
something like that. Hold on, didn't Joe Louis beat Rocky or Rocky beat him? I think Rocky beat him, right? I don't know this story all the way. I don't know those. Like Italians know more about Rocky Marciano. I don't know nothing about Rocky Marciano.
But he beat Joe Louis's ass.
Well, yeah.
He's like,
he did. He beat Joe Louis's ass.
He was 75 years old when they fought. I don't know how old he was when he got his ass.
They got his ass whooped.
Hey, like, how old Joe Louis? Joe Louis 150 years old.
Just between me and you, how old is Joe Louis?
Just between me and you. I like that. I like that.
Just between me and you, how old is Joe Louis? He said, "Hey, look, Joe Louis 130." He said 137 years old.
I'm sorry, bar none. I know this is a different movie. It's like one day I was walking around, went around the corner, bow, got punched in the face.
And I said, Dr. King. He said, "Oops, I thought you were somebody else." Dr. King punched somebody in the chest.
That's on the same level of my favorite. One of my favorite newest going to be permanently best black jokes of all time. Fuck you and fuck Coretta Scott King. You did not say that. I knew as read it. Bitch thought she was real funny. Fuck her.
The bitch wasn't funny. Oh, we put the gun to her.
Like, you better not say that. The bitch wasn't funny.
I like how she took the gun away and was like, God damn, this.
You crazy old lady.
I
like how she grabbed the barrel. The bitch wasn't funny.
I would say if only back in them days, hearing that crazy story, talk about Dr. King. Oops, I thought you were somebody else. If World Star existed back then, the amount of stuff that would have got caught on camera.
Well, you know, CIA told us that Martin cheated on Coretta, so you know.
FBI,
my bad.
FBI.
CIA.
The CIA was like, what's that Muslim guy on over to Mecca for?
Let's send 5 men after him.
Sprinkle some crack on him. Open and shut case.
To make sure he's not working for Castro.
Too bad he didn't go. Too bad he didn't go through the catacombs like John Wick did. He would have really got rid of him.
He's like, I heard he loves Che Guevara.
I like how Malcolm X is out there with the whole joint out there right in front of the pyramids. It's actually a really good picture of him right in front of the pyramids. I like how you know for a fact way in the distance is 2 white guys.
Any second now, he's gonna coon all of America. We're going to think about it. Think about it, James. You're going to go home and your wife is going to be having sex with a big black guy. Is that what you want? I like to see it. Shut the fuck up, James.
360-degree basketball, Duncan Sutton, Spade, Mulan. I'm like, God damn.
When he said that 360 Duncan, I was like, here's the thing, white folk. Again, when you call us spear chuckers, we laugh. You know why? That means we're athletic. We like, nigga, we know. We good at, you know, come on, man. Like, come on, man. You see our jumpers.
We can play a mean bass guitar. You know?
Come on, man. Come on. You saw Hank Aaron, Barry Bonds, LeBron James, Michael Jordan, Michael Vick, and Randall Cunningham. Spear chucker is actually apropos. Yes, we are. Yes. We are strong in the arm ass black folks.
360-degree though, my dude. Just
360. Man. Now you're saying I can dunk nice. Thank you.
So what you're saying is I have a chance at the slam dunk contest.
So what you're saying is
there's a chance.
When the Sacramento Kings come into town, I can
like, no, man. Like I really laugh at how there was a time. Now, I know younger people that watch this movie is going to ask this one thing. Why is there so much racial hate and all the rest of that, where there's almost this even kill? this white person is clearly saying nigga a bunch of times. Why are you still talking to him? Yeah, nowadays we don't fuck with white people like that because you're just boldly ignorant. Back in the day, that was saying the fact that he's talking to you is as a okay is when they start going it up like no, because back in the day that's how we talk to each other. Nigga, spook, cracker. We don't do that no more. You know who likes saying that the most? Military people. Military people love throwing that out there. Man, we call each other nigga all the time. They did, not us. Okay?
Yeah. This is a different era.
It was different out in the desert. You're in America now. You can't do that no more.
Can't do that. Can't do that, buddy.
Like,
you might get a chair thrown at you.
Like my father-in-law told me all the time. They call him nigga all the time when he was in Vietnam, bro.
Man. Nah, but I think one of the things about this film though, overall, like it's kind of wild, but not really how much this movie just holds up, just everything top to bottom, themes and everything, because it just shows like things haven't really, like I said, things haven't really changed. It's just a different coat of paint. Oh, Sue's there.
Yeah, I'm still here. I was just going to say, the more things change, the more they stay the same.
Oh, yeah. Just like I said, new coat of paint, just 2025. Just ain't hot anymore, buddy.
I mean, here's the
DEI is the new nigger.
Well,
yeah.
No, that's. I'm sorry. It's still more.
It's stupid. It's stupid.
It's very subjective on what it means.
It's
now.
boogeyman at this point. It's just.
I like how
it's gotten so stretched into what it means.
Well, I mean, woke got fucking co-opted by white folks, and I'm like, God.
Well, of course it did.
No, the one thing I find strange out here in DC. I'm only gonna speak for DC. I don't know if any other station that's owned by the people at PGC, as far as like in other states can say about this, but I noticed that PGC has been pushing this weird DEI push out of nowhere. Like DEI is exclusive to black people. If you ever hear the little advertisements they have in between segments on WPGC here in DC, it's like DEI 24/7. We're here for you. And it's like, nigga, well, this is DC. This is like, we don't need that shit. like you know what I'm saying? To me, DEI is white people language. That's like white people language to me, man. So yeah. I kind of like, why, like, whatever, whatever, man. It's just weird, man.
Yeah, so I mean, like I said, just things never really change. So when you get the way this whole movie just kind of ebbs and flows of it and stuff, that's what I say. I think race relations during our time, we saw the transition, I guess you could say, in terms of just how things just kind of evolved and stuff. Because even we were just talking about earlier about maybe doing Jungle Fever, right?
Mm-hmm.
Like the way that interracial relationships were kind of awkward in that time period when it shouldn't have been awkward, but it was just awkward anyways. And then now it's not awkward. It's more on the opposite end where it's just like kind of, it gets cringe sometimes depending on who the couple is and stuff. So it's just kind of weird how we saw the evolution of a lot of that stuff, and race relations is just one of them where it's just like, if somebody might think it was way more intense back then compared to now. And I was like, I guess if you could say that, maybe.
I don't know. I don't know in that regard, only in the sense of, yeah. Like white people hit this jump, especially during the time of Obama. There's enough kids walking around with the name Jaden. I think racism has passed. Like, I hate how white people really.
That was the stupidest thing.
I like how white people think just because they bred with us, meaning that everything's over. Like, that's not how that works. There's actually work. Here's the thing. The racism that goes in America is a very interesting thing because it's purely built off of capitalism, because capitalism is the father of classism. Classism is the brother of racism. You know what I mean? Like, all of it's kind of interconnected in a way. So it's our brand of racism is you're seeing black people who was held back for about 300 years, all of a sudden was let out the gates, and white people going, "What's wrong, nigger? You don't got generational wealth. What's your problem? Get out of here. Like, that's the way we're treated. We're treated like, what, you guys had enough time to be rich. You should be rich by now. Like, why are you still oppressed? Stop being oppressed. Like, that's the way we're taught. Like, we don't have things in the system taken away from us, opportunities to even resources, you know? And here's the sick part. And I was telling me and Eris had a good conversation about this. I was saying, you know what's a fucked up part? And it's one of the reasons why I stay mad about this shit. Even when black people got all the tools, white folks find a weird way of using that against us.
Well, that's
even
the
when
thing.
we talk straight, even when we talk straight, dress straight, go to work on time, you know, have a clean house, don't start no shit in the neighborhood, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Have an education, everything that we want to have to be called people. Y'all go, no, coon, jump higher. That's
Well,
exactly
no,
how.
or the opposite, where it's the very condescending, like, good example, Kendrick's Super Bowl. I have never seen a segment of people in my life who are actually winning and somehow are losers at the same time, where it's just like, oh, you're jealous because you lost the culture war many, many, many years ago. And now after you basically are taking away everything. We as black people, because we've seen this story before, we're able to be happy and find a measure of happiness, and you're pissed off that you can't take that away ever.
I think and I think you're right. And I think you're right with that. It's like there's a lot of their culture that is fractured. And most of their culture, especially in America, is racism. There's not a lot for them to celebrate about. That's why when they get a Bob Dylan movie, they slobber to death because it's them not being terrible people. You know what I mean?
One of the few times where it's like, oh, you're cool. Gotcha.
One of the few times, you know what I'm saying? One of the few times I ain't did nothing terrible. That's why I didn't like the Elvis movie. Well, I didn't see much of the Elvis movie. I can't talk.
Well,
But,
that's when you
but
get
still,
stuff like Free State Jones, and I'm like, I guess, sure.
Free State Jones was actually decent. The only problem about it is that you could tell white people was hoping that was going to be their note. You could tell.
It's the crossover. Man. Like, we finally did it.
We finally found our hero. Yeah, his name was John Brown. Like, yeah, now act like John Brown. I mean,
buddy.
It's like this. I act like John Brown now. Really, you're willing to take a bullet for a black person. I mean, you know, you can't put me on the spot like that. You know, like,
see, the be about it or don't. Like, just
yeah.
You know.
Yeah, no, we get backhanded shit like, and then we get weird shit like with the Harriet Tubman movie where y'all had that weird subplot where the dude was chasing her down, was like a crush of hers years ago or some shit. Like, whatever. Look, point is,
I would give
white people this. This is Trump's America, and it is glorious how they haven't made it to the first month yet, and they already fall apart like a cheap Chinese motorcycle. I don't understand how this is happening,
you know what's sick, D? I think we all thought it was going to be one of those, like, maybe 6 months later, the collapse will start. You're right. It ain't even been the full 2.5 weeks, and it's like, wow.
You know, the best part about it is I'm thinking like, man, y'all doing a lot of stupid shit. Y'all burning through a lot of these things. And a lot of stuff that I think was going to be like, man, the infrastructure of the country is going to fall apart. It's the dumbest, most minimal thing ever. It's Fort Bragg again. Take that, liberals. That was the plan.
No, D. The reason why
was the plan.
Going back to us as black folks, the reason
that was the plan.
D. It goes back to us as black folks. We've seen this story before. Our great grandparents told us this shit. All right. So we already got data.
When crackers take over, they're gonna try to take everything away from you, and they're gonna realize they can't do it without y'all. We heard this story before.
Was data, like you said, to the Fort Bragg thing. We saw that. It was like, I mean, we knew y'all were going to pivot to that. Like, this wasn't new here. Like, come on. Like, you got to try a little harder here, you know?
So, in doing so, is the Klan coming back? Is that what is this? Where's the end game, dog? Because a lot of this shit.
Instead of hoods, they wear white hats, you see, because, you know, we're different from the Klan. It's like you're the Klan.
I like how a white boy told y'all straight up, the one who calls forces are the same ones
who burn crosses, and y'all go, that's not me. No, it's all of you. Jesus. Like
Subtext, people,
subtext. Jesus, get with the program.
But no,
do the right thing. I just realized
I said it in the Soldier Story, and I said it even with, I'll say it would do the right thing. I appreciate when movies are very just honest about the racism and the race relations, because don't sanitize the shit. Just be like, yo, this is what it is. Just out on Front Street. And I think what happens with, I think we even said so with like a lot of the white savior movies and stuff, or white people that write movies. I think we were talking about in the group chat about Coach Carter, right? Where it's like the way white people write about the sort of race relations, conflicts, or whatever. Nowadays, it just feels like it's just like
it feels like pure Al Pacino talking to Jamie Foxx. Now imagine you're in the hood and your mother's ringing the dinner bell.
It's like, but like Spike Lee knows how to be very honest about it. That it's like, this is how the conversations would be, more or less. Like,
and we talked about Spike in that regard, that he's always been not afraid to say what's on his mind, especially when it comes to race relations. And let's just be real, Spike is one of those directors who is a true artist. He's going to find a way to convey, his real feelings out there and like make everybody feel that shit. So yeah, man. That is the last thing. That is the last thing I have to say. Yeah, you're right. Yeah. You know the funniest thing in the world?
Gulf of America. I was like, this is freedom for us again. Holy shit.
You know the thing I love about it? If you go on Google, it says Gulf of America. You zoom out that bitch, it says Gulf of Mexico,
Google,
which means this to me. Y'all know it like we do. You can't do that shit. Yeah, you put the parentheses as like colloquially known as, but it's like, no, that's the Gulf of Mexico, you dumbass.
Let me ask you this. Your 3 kids, obviously of different ages, right? What are their feelings on this chaos that's happening right now? Are they just pretty much like, we're black, so it's like whatever?
I don't know how. I'll be honest with you. I don't know what my teenagers feel.
Okay.
Because it has to be all chaos to them.
No.
It has to be all confusing because
it has to be anime, shit.
Put it this way, it was quiet during our time, but come on, Chris, we lived through the LA riots, and every now and then remember we had to hear about those black guys getting dragged from a truck in Texas when we were kids. So we have always
in the back half of the crack era. So
yeah, and just be honest with you, a part of me, and say what you will about me, I always felt like I was in the safe zone because I wasn't in the South. Because all the terrible stuff that I heard took place in the South. You know what I mean? Yeah. Now that I'm older and I realize, you was calling nigga to your face so many times, and them white folk never said the N-word to you. And it's like, I deal with a different breed of racism up here up north. So it's like
it's just wild to me just seeing audacity, white privilege audacity just right there front and center, and you just can't help but just to laugh like
and that's what they voted for. Yeah. That's what they voted for, Chris. They voted for white women and white men. And we throw a lot of shit at the Spanish people, but when it broke even, it's like, well, they kind of broke even. Yeah, they kind of broke even. I think we're too hard on them because, much like us, they're only 15% of the fucking population.
Yeah, I think it's just
that's when we slowly push them to the side and we go, white women. Why is that over 50% of you voted for Trump?
Again.
Girls put on our pussy hats. So we got to form a formation. You heard what Beyonce said. We have to form a formation. Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, but like I said, it's just like I said, that's what makes like watching this movie. It just kind of hit me like just everything. It's like, God damn, man, nothing's really changed. It's just like I said, it's just a different coat of paint.
Yeah. Yes, John Brown was a psycho to other white people because they couldn't understand why would a white man fight so furiously for slaves. Why would he fight so much more? John Brown was a pure abolitionist. He did not care about his own life, even though he knew it was weird for him because he was a preacher and he knew he was wrong for killing people. But what he didn't stand for
was black people getting like, no. Why are we enslaving people? This is stupid. This is against the Bible. And y'all throwing the Bible back in front.
I think
John
that's
Brown
good.
snapped. John just snapped.
And that's the thing for me. I think us as black folks is like, I think you said it best. It's like for years we've been dragging white people kicking and screaming for so long. And you would think logically, hey, new generation, they'll fucking learn the lessons of their, and it's like, it's not there. And it's like, yes, some of the white folks, they definitely learn the lessons, but it's just, there's also that other contingent that want to keep that party going because it got normalized and shit now. It's like, fuck.
I heard it from my dad, and I heard it from several other black men. I've been waiting for old white people to die off too, son. And I'm in my 60s. I hate being dark like that. I really hate being dark like that.
Yep.
Hey yo, bug out. Shut the fuck up. But nah, he's not black enough. Stop. Black people also black people who just got their I'm black and I'm proud card 5 years ago. Shut up. Because you didn't do this the first time Trump came into office. I need you to chill out a little bit now, okay? Anyway.
Yeah. But anyways, that's do the right thing. What's next on our Black History Month extravaganza?
Yeah, what do we got?
Well, next week is going to be next week we're going to do my movie, which is my movie for the month, which is They Clone Tyrone.
Yes.
Another movie being very, very poignant about black people being in a real legit system. Oh shit.
Me and Sue had a fun time watching that movie.
Reproducing the niggers? Oh my god. Are we just reproducing all the bad black people?
Probably.
Dude, that's the most poignant scene in that movie. That is just the scene where they're in that club and they're playing that fucking lo-fi music, and they're like, "Oh my god!"
It's like they start playing Nega Drake, where it's like super, and everybody's like, "Oh shit." Oh shit. And a part of me is like, as a Drake fan, here's me. I get it. I know my man's a pussy, but this sounds like some I Love Michonne and shit. Go ahead, nigga.
But nah, man, me and Sue had fun watching this movie. I think were we in San Diego when we saw this movie?
Yes.
That was that. Yeah, because it came out that weekend. So we watched it. I was like, holy shit, I did not expect to have fun with this movie, but it's actually really good. Like, goddamn.
My favorite scene is actually the last scene because I was caught up in this. I was caught up in the same thing. What the fuck? Hey, they cloned Tyrone. Everybody looked down at the couch at John Boyega. John Boyega like, I love that scene so much.
Like, oh my god,
I love that scene so much.
But that's gonna be good. That's gonna be good, man. They cloned Tyrone. Thank you, ladies and gentlemen, for tuning into this. It's been fun, and hey, we'll see you guys at BlurCon, and see y'all guys next week for our next podcast. And like I said, be sure if you are a sponsor or anyone that's watching this, you can go to blurstation.com. Go to the Blur Station stream section and, put in for 1 or 2 years, and hey, we'll shout you out.
Washington.
I gotta say, symbolism
black around me right now.
Symbolism of him putting the Malcolm and Martin picture Polaroid on that fucking thing as it's burning. I was like, symbolism.
Yeah. And real quick on that, just really quick on that. It's supposed to be the dichotomy that we all know that Martin was of peace, Malcolm was of violence. No, both were on the same level. Oh, yeah. Violence is only necessary when it's necessary. Violence is only necessary when it's necessary. But Martin and both Malcolm said the same thing. You do realize there's a consequence of doing so. But at the same time, I am not a fool. I'll be a fool not to defend myself. And that's exactly, and everybody agrees with Malcolm X on that. Like, I'll be dumb not to defend myself. White people are like, no, be like Martin Luther King. He said that violence is wrong. You look at the beginning of that quote, it's like, I said violence is a tool, and it is either liberating or it's going to be immoral. There's two sides of it, and you can't have either. You know what I mean? that's what Martin was saying. You can't hate either or. That's why he was going for peace. Because once you go into violence, it splits everything up. And it's very true. Because at one hand, oh yeah, we burning this, and Martin was like that. No, we burning this bitch to the ground. Martin has been that way a few times. And other times, and what white people love pushing it to the forefront. Brothers and sisters, stop. You can't do this. Oh my God, you see how he quelled the fire of the Negro? I hate that shit. But at the end of the day, both these men wanted the same damn thing. Yeah, we disagree with where of the path. But on the real shit, at the end of the day, they both believe in the same thing. Hey, when it's time to do the right thing, do the fucking right thing. And that's the thing. What's the right thing? We leave that up to you. That's why I like this movie.
Yeah, I mean, look, I think Sue might notice this on Criterion, eh?
It better be.
Yeah, I might have to get this on Criterion because I got Malcolm X on Criterion. I was like, I need to get this.
Wait a minute. Do the right thing. I know Malcolm X is on Criterion. I want to say Do the Right Thing is as well, or should be.
Should be.
Better be.
It better be.
This is one of the movies that's considered the greatest movies of all time. That is also in the Library of Congress, but the Library of Congress, that's not a flex really. When everybody says that, it's not really a big flex, but it is recognized as one of the greatest movies of all time. And D says top 2, maybe greatest.
Yeah, it's on Criterion.
Yeah, I see it on Amazon. Criterion Do the Right Thing collection. I might have to get that $14.99, baby.
Oh man, you can see all the sweat on Rosie Perez.
Like real talk, y'all. We like this has been a good episode. We will see y'all next week, but I have to before we get off this story. I just gotta get another shot.
Yeah, they're like y'all don't understand the brown.
Anyways,
the color caramels. Yeah. Anyway, y'all, we see y'all next week. Do the right thing, Negroes.